I'm live. I'm live. Hello, this here is Treya, and welcome to the Real Estate Apostle channel. I am passionate about helping middle-aged adults like myself overcome the fear of leaving behind your six-figure job to start a business. I want to help encourage my fellow Gen Xers to get off this working treadmill and to believe that we can achieve our dreams. So let's get started. I'm super duper excited today about Turo. Turo is a ride sharing platform that allows individuals to rent your car out on a ride sharing platform. So you're pretty much being your own rental car company. I'm excited about tonight's live because you guys know I did miss on Wednesday because I was having some connection problems. I got a whole new computer with lots and lots of stuff on it, and it's right on. Anyway, it's all good here. I've got some. I'm back in business. So a Turo is the thing that I've been super duper proud about. For those of you who don't know, I quit my six-figure job 2 years ago as a registered nurse to embark upon my endeavors of being an entrepreneur. And along the way, I've tried a few different things, but I'm excited to say that Turo has been a platform that's been working for me. I've been working in this business, working my business since July, and I'm excited to say that each month the business has been growing, and I've gone through lots of different ups and downs, and I'm just excited because I've been able to pivot and keep moving forward with the business. So, like I said, I'm very passionate about helping people, so I'm excited that let me just ask too, how's my sound doing? Can you guys hear me okay? This is I'm testing out this new equipment and stuff here, so am I coming through loud and clear? Let me get on the channel here. Give me a moment, y'all, while I get everything set up. I had to rearrange a bunch of different things and all that good stuff. So I'm just excited. I'm coming in through here. Let me go ahead and get on this here live. Different things, and I'll put it on mute. And let's see, put it on mute. And oh, look at here. Let me go over here. And I got a comment from a first time, Miss Sean D. Thank you so much for showing up here. I'm excited. Thank you so much. And I'm hoping that means 100% that y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me out there. Thank you for showing up here and loud and clear. Narrative says loud and clear. I like that. So that's what I need to say. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Are we about to get turned up in here? So I got my new monitor, my new super duper fast computer, and some special lights and all that good stuff. And I'm just super excited. Like I said, Turo, this thing I've been with for the last three months. And see, Narrative says, greetings. I'm just excited. I'm excited. I was really, I didn't think, all this was going to get started tonight. I was cutting it right down to the last minute. And I just want to say that, for the last stream that I did on Monday night, that we did have a sponsor, the same sponsor from last week. I'm going to throw that up there in just a second there. But like I said, so Turo is what we have been talking about. And for people being entrepreneurs, it's a business that you can work in on your own and get things started. And we have here another question, aka Missy Michonne. Yes, exactly. I was going to say that, but I wasn't. I kind of knew, but thank you for putting that AK on there right there. That's who we know. And then shout out here to the mastermind group. And also I've got a link down there for the lead attorneys. The YouTube course is down there. I finally did get it and actually did list it in the description box. And Ms. Sean said that she can hear. That's so great to know. Like I said, this is my first time testing it out with this here mic. and you know, with my new stuff. All right, so let me see here. We got to drop that one in the chat. I appreciate that. And let's see here. We're gonna go throw my banner up here for our sponsor. Yeah, thanks to Daryl Reed for the Cash App. He's been sending Cash Apps, and now we're at $50. This was at the end of last Monday's live, and he had sponsored the chat before then, and then right at the last moment again, he is holding it down as the sponsor of this here chat. So I'd like to thank everybody. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. And when you come in, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the like on your way in. and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe too. So I do have a list of things I want to talk about today. The title of this video is How to Maximize Your Profits from Turo. Again, I've been doing the Turo now for the 90 days, and I've been doing a few things to, you know, kind of tweak it here and there, because again, I'm totally new. I didn't know any Turo hosts, you know, something new. Like I said, I started off, it's going to do real estate, and however, that didn't work out. So I pivoted very quick because I didn't want to go back to work. And I've been, you know, having a passion and desire to start my own business. And of course, needed to be something that would make it worth my while. Because like I said, for those you don't know, I've been nursing for the last 30 something years. It's been a long time. And that's the only thing that I always had to fall back on, you know, a good skill to keep up the income was the nursing. And for now, this Turo thing has been great. So I've been doing a lot of different things, what I feel like that's been helping me to maximize my business. And one of the things that I want to talk about too is the remote entry. It allows you to be more flexible, because if I do plan to scale. So if you're planning to scale your business, you want to try to be as hands-off as possible. That way it'll allow you to handle more than one person at a time. Like it's always nicer when you could do things in a group, because you can reach more people. And the reason why I like getting on this YouTube, because it allows my voice to be spread out, you know, and be able to reach more people. And that's what my goal is. So if you're doing one-on-ones, it could really it kind of ties you up, because you know you can only do one thing at a time. So one of the things that I want to say that really helped me was being contactless, a keyless remote. And so that's a good way to maximize your benefits. And see here, we have there said the sponsor of this live is Daryl Reed, and thank you for your support. Yes, and Miss Nairda is a moderator here, so I'm super excited about this. Is my first live with the moderator, so I'm moving up. I'm moving on up the food chain here, and it's all because of the course that I took with the lead attorney, and really showed a lot of stuff in there. Really helped to open me up as an artist, and to, you know, walk in my whole little wheelhouse here. Like, I didn't know that I was going to enjoy doing these lives and have super fun doing it. So you know, I'm trying to not trying to, but each time that I do this, I'm getting better, because practice makes perfect. So if at first you don't succeed, you just keep trying. And y'all know, y'all done heard me say all this stuff before in the past. And so since I'm on the road down here with these questions, I'm going to do some more. We got another one here. It's the narrative says, drop where you are from the chat. Oh, okay. The people in the chat. Yeah. So everybody out there in the chat, drop where you're at. Miss Nader, won't you start it off by dropping where you at, where you from, where you coming from? Put that off there in the chat so we can see where all six of us are coming from. I'm loving it. Let's see here, we got there. Make sure to like. Thank you, Narrative. Oh my goodness, she's amazing. I love you. Make sure you like. Y'all heard that. Make sure you like. Let me see what these likes is looking like over here in this thing here. Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, we 100%, 6 and 6. All right, and see here. There's 4 people in the chat equals 4 likes. That's true. We have 6 now. We actually do have 6 likes. All right, so y'all is up on top of it. Remember to like for the algorithm. Thank you. Okay, so let me stop doing all that. There's Sweet Home Alabama. All right. Me too. And it is a beautiful home here, this here Alabama. Let's see here. Philly. Ooh, I heard some stuff about Philly. They say it's dangerous out there in Philly. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. So and this was back in the day when it was really dangerous. So I've heard that Philly now is holding it down as far as like danger. Anyway, I like y'all accents out there, Philly. We got somebody else. Welcome, Money Bass is from Atlanta, Georgia. Shouty. What's up, Money Bass in the hizzy? Yeah, so we got some. Most of us from the South, except for that. They're from that Philly, but I don't feel no kind of ways about anybody from different places. Like I said, I'm from Los Angeles, where we like California. We love everybody. We like to open our arms and wish well to everybody, because that's how we get down. So, all right. So I have in my description box, I've got some new things that I've added to it, and one of them being a link for the lead attorney's YouTube course, for this live course for the YouTube. And for those y'all who have been following me since way back in the day when I was doing this stuff, but with no nothing. Look at me get Turo. Speak of the devil. I think I got some more Turo money. Okay, so this is from one of my guests that had booked on the crash. So this is that had booked with the crashed edge. So I'm having to, and it's not in the shop yet. It's not fixed. So I had to have that person to do the swap, which is what they're doing now, before it gets booked out. So when that happens, the guest will cancel the trip and then rebook a new one. Okay, so he's not doing it correctly. I'll just have to work with him at a later time, because he's got some time before his trip shows up here. And let's see here. We got some Narrative said, hey, now I'm sure she's saying that to Money Bass being from Georgia, right up the street from us. We're about 2.5 hours away from Georgia here in Alabama. And Narrative says to Michonne, I've been to Bethlehem. I guess that's in Philly. Loved it. Yes. All right, so you done moved around a lot up in there. So we got some more Turo notifications. That's nice, Narrative. Okay, so again, like y'all know that I'm always on here. So I'm going to go ahead and work with this here Turo guest. So yes, I'm going to say yes. He's asking the question. Yes. Cancel the trip and rebook. That's exactly right. So when he does that, I'm going to get a message from Turo about that, and then I just confirm it, and then we go from there. Excuse me, y'all. These new lights. I'm paying the price here. Ooh. Okay, so I really love this business, because I know that for me, I was trying to find something that I could work in my business that, I'm generating something. Like, I pretty much created a job for myself, and I knew that's what I was doing. However, I was, planning I needed that. That was like my Dumbo feather for me to know that, I didn't have to go back to work. And what you laughing at? What you laughing at? See, what y'all up here tripping in chat? Let's see here. Money Bag says, I will be in Alabama next weekend. Oh, tournament at Lake Gunnerville. Where's that at? Lake Gunnerville. We have to look that up. Is that close to Montgomery? Because you say you like to when you catch the fish, you skin it up, and do you share this fish too when you catch it and skin it up? And because back in the day, people used to do. I know when I first moved out here to the South, some people used to fish, and they used to share the fish. They get it all skinned and cleaned up for you and share that fish. So that would be nice. You did it mention at one point that you was sharing fish or cleaning fish. All right, so I'm having some work here done. He did that. Discussed it already with the hose. Let me see here. Get a notification. All right, cool. All right, so then he's going to reschedule the trip with my new edge, and then because that one is still on restriction, and it's not scheduled to get the repairs started until the 26th of this month. So that's like more than, excuse me, sweltering here. That's what you was laughing at there, me sweating. Until the 26th. So, that car, I doubt that it will be finished, anytime soon, because people are still blaming this pandemic, or, they're not getting the parts and stuff like that. So it's making things take a long time. So as far as my rag top, it's been, assessed 3 times, and it still doesn't have an appointment because some people are saying they don't work on the rag tops, and even though the top it's not even injured, so I don't even know what the issue is that. But anyway, things are taking slow. People are taking slow times to get things fixed. So in the meantime, I'm not that car's not making any money. So that's why it's important to be really on your budget and knowing what's profit and what's loss and stuff like that. Did I see that? Okay, I already read that. What's this here? How to maximize your profits in Turo. Yes. Thank you for keeping me on schedule here. So ways to maximize those profits in Turos, like I said, having the remote contactless entryways is one way, because it allows you to be able to be open at different hours, and you can actually be in 2 places at one time with being remote. Like one time, true story. It was that Monday when I was like super duper booked. It was the first time that I had all the cars now after purchasing the 5 extra cars. So I've got all the cars out there, and it was one day where I had 4 cars to come back, and they had to go back out immediately. So I had to wash and clean and get them all out there. And one had to go to the airport, and another one at my drop spot. And they were scheduled about 30 minutes apart as far as like the pickup time. However, sometimes the airport people, not sometimes, but most of the time, oftentimes the airport people are potentially late to pick up the cars because of a flight or something like that. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm so grateful that here's my guest again, who has rebooked the trip with the Ford Edge. So he followed all the instructions. And again, I get all these good ratings for the good customer service, and I haven't met this person. I haven't did a verbal talk or nothing like this. All this stuff has been messages here on the phones. So let's see here. Brian wants there. Confirm. That's all I do is press confirm. And see, this isn't hard work. Like, I'm not lifting any patients. I'm not I'm not doing any type of hard. So I just press the button. Boom. Well, the hard work that I do is cleaning the cars. That's about as much physical as I do. All right, so that's done on that there. So that's one of the ways that I maximize. And let's see here. I've got another question here. Miss Shawn says, did you buy cars to do this, or did you happen to have cars on hand? I actually bought the cars. It's a great question to do this. Before I got started in July, I had, my own one personal car, and I was desperate. I was going to put that car on the platform because I was trying to do something to not have to go back to work. But I did the research and I saw that in order to get like six figures in the low 100,000 a year, you need about 10 cars. So I broke it down and I saw that 3 cars would get you about 35,000 a year. So I figured, that would be a cool enough start. It's just me that I'll just go for that route. So I went to the local Ford dealership and asked if I could purchase cars in my business name. I already had prior an LLC for the real estate, and I used that to purchase the cars in my business name for the LLC that was already a seasoned money bass for 2 years. So I got those cars specifically to put on the platform. And I'm grateful that I actually went there and told the salespeople and all the people that worked there what it was that I was trying to do, and they were able to really put together a good formula or a good cookie cutter formula for the fleet with the 2 SUVs and the sports car. And the SUVs, for now today, I just always just recommend anybody who is trying to get started. You can't go wrong with getting the SUVs, which is another way to maximize your profits if you get the SUVs and also the new cars. One of the things that, excuse me, sets me apart from other Turo hosts is that my fleet of vehicles are new. So when guests see that, they feel more confident, more comfortable knowing that, your car is going to get them where they got to go, and they're not really worried about issues and stuff like that. So, which is, a cool way to maximize profit, because when people are looking, sometimes people screen out the older cars and things like that. And a lot of times when people get the used cars, the cash cars, they may see, they may be able to keep more of the money because they don't have much outgo. However, they have already tied up a good chunk of their money to pay, purchase these cars, purchase the cars cash. So I'm just excited because the way I did it was very low money to get started. So it was a lot easier for me to do this, start this business than with real estate. I have another question here, and there it says, Treya purchased her cars through business credit. Yes, I did. I purchased through business credit, which again was amazing because I always try to encourage everybody to start a business. Start a business, even if you're not really positive or certain that you're, what you're going to do. The sooner you start the business, it's like gives your business a birth date. So most of the financial companies want your business to be at least 2 years old. So if you keep procrastinating, just registering your business and getting your EIN number, you're just, slowing things down, because as soon as you get it and get that business checking set up, it starts the clock for the 2 hours to, start ticking away. So that's good. And that was one of the things that really helped me. And speaking of business credit, y'all know back in, I want to say March or April, I was, starting, it was April, applying for business credit. It was credit for the real estate. But, that was some of the money that I used to get started with these cars and stuff like that. And I was able to get that business credit because I had the LLC for 2 years. And of course, good personal credit, which is extremely important. And that's another way you'll be able to maximize your profits when you have your good personal credit, and you can build and grow your business. Let's see here what we got there. How many cars do you have out there? Right now, I have a total of 9 cars. One's my personal car. One I rent to a permanent, full-time person, and then I have 7 on the platform. One was in a car wreck, and so it's not, it's on the injured reserve list. But I have total of 7 cars that's out there actually earning the money for me. Well, I guess 8 cars making the money for me because the other one is making money too. So 8 cars, and I just started to grow this fleet, and I'm just excited about it because like now that I've got these guys kind of organized and got a little system for them, I'm ready to get some more. I'm ready to get some more. I'm excited about how this is working out for me. I feel like this is my calling because I'm helping people, and especially now because I get a lot of people that from the airport that said that the Avis or Enterprise canceled their reservations because they're running out of cars, and then so the people will come instant book with me. So I feel good to be providing a much needed service out there because people need these cars and stuff like that, especially going on these trips and vacations and things like that. And these car rental companies are growing out of place. Like I said before, Turo is the Airbnb for cars, and Turo is doing to the rental car companies what Airbnb has done to these little hotels. And another question here. Monty Bass says, there are people saying they were able to get business credit cards immediately and purchase cars with their LLC business credit after 3 to 6 months. Yeah. If you got good personal credit, that is not a lofty goal to get that. To get the credit and stuff like that. If you got good personal credit, doors, I mean, it just opens up a whole bunch of doors because you can personal guarantee it. And I'm not saying that you have to wait the 2 years. It's just that once you get to that 2-year part, you're kind of like golden, especially if you keep your personal credit good too. But as soon as you open your checking account, your business checking account, most of the time, especially if you open with like a major bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, those banks more than likely will offer you a business credit card right on the spot. So, which is a good thing. And then you're building credit, you're building credit too. So yeah, you can totally do that. And especially, like I said, if you've got good credit, they will open doors and bend and make ways and stuff for you. Like I said, when I first went in there to get the 3 cars, it was all of their little, moving things around and all that stuff to work hard for you. People will do a lot for you if you got good credit. So yeah, that is true. That is totally a doable thing. You can start doing it. That's why I'm saying, like, start now. Don't wait. Don't use that as an excuse to wait. Just get started. Start right where you're at and just build from there. Because if I was gonna wait, then I wouldn't even be in this position. But you always got to start, and then like once you got it seasoned, then like I said, opening up doors and stuff like that. And I did want to drop. I tried to invite some more Turo hosts to tell their testimonies and stuff because I was really excited when I started speaking to more of them to see how we kind of all arrived at a place but came about it with different paths and stuff like that. So I will drop a link out there in shortly to invite anybody who's willing to tell their testimony and all that good stuff. Let's see here. What is that? Let's see. Oh, welcome to the chat. Okay. Yeah, so those of you who are just showing up here, please go ahead and hit that like button on your way into the chat. Hit the like button, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe too, and share the video with anybody who is interested in being an entrepreneur, because a lot of the people that have the Turo also are doing Airbnb. It's a great opportunity to add another stream of income, because like I've said before in a prior video, it's very important to have multiple streams of income so you're not relying on one. And real estate and this can go hand in hand. It could work together and be quite beneficial here, this here stream of income. And I like this stream of income because like I feel good that it's actually, something, the physical business that I actually can put my hands to. And, I get to do that. And my goal is to get the 10 cars so I can show other people how, this is a one woman show that you can do this by yourself and, start this business and manage these 10 cars, because, I feel like I'm doing really good with these 7 cars out there, by myself. Occasionally I may need like a wee bit of help as far as like maybe somebody come pick me up from the airport if I have a car that's drop off there and I don't have a way to get back or something like that. But for the most part, I'm, like I said, I'm just really trying my hardest to do most of it on my own, because also I want to encourage like some couples where maybe one spouse works and the other one, is trying to be the business person. And, when you are in business for yourself, as far as like having that stable paycheck, you could miss that. And then for the person who is out there working hard and trying to be supportive, it's a lot to ask if you like asking them to like really work in the business. The good thing is that you could tell your spouse or partner that, the requirement will be very, very minimal. Like I may need you to help, pick me up from the airport or drop me off there or something like that. So that's like real baby requirements. And it won't put any kind of pressure on your relationship by asking too much. You know what I mean? Like, sure, people will get tired if every weekend, you're being counted on or called upon to help wash cars and do all that stuff. So all that to say is that this ain't that kind of party. Like, you really don't have to do, we don't have to do that much. It's not that much. And the physical part of it really is not that much either, just washing the cars. And one of the other things that I'm going to say that I was able to maximize profits too was Monday, I did use the drive-through. I used the drive-through to wash some cars, because I had 3 cars to wash that day and put back out. And 2 of them were the Explorers. Both of the Explorers had just come back from trips. And so I was going to see how much time I could save by going through the drive-through. So I would say that the total amount of time saved was 3 hours. And so, I did have to spend like $10 for each car to go up in there. However, saving that 3 hours was more valuable than the money that I'd spend on taking the cars to the drive-through. And what I found is that like on some days when I have a lot of cars that need to clean and turn over and go back out, that I would go ahead and use that. But I do prefer to hand wash them, because I do a way better job. The cars come out look way more clean than they do coming through there. And you still have to do a little bit of elbow rubbing, and you still got to bring products in there to clean it up real good, and detail and all that stuff, which I take pride, because most of my guests, I get 5 stars, and they always write, not always, but most of them write. The ones that do write, I get a lot of gratitude for detailing the cars and cleaning them, keeping them detailed and all that stuff. So I take pride in that, because I like that. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. Make sure you like, thank you, Nair. That's my moderator right there. Let's just all I thank you so much for everything that you've been doing for me, all the support and all of that good stuff. So the car wash, like I said, that was a quick little game changer for me. And then what I wanted to say too, I know I talk a lot about the remote entry. What if you have a car that that doesn't offer that, then like what can you do? What can you do? So when that happens, you can use these little lock boxes here. Like I said before, when I initially thought I was going to try to do this, I got this. I was going to put my car on it. So it's this little lock box. I had ordered it from Amazon, and you know, just roll this up on your window so it's on the outside, and then you know it opens up. Okay, oops. All right, so this is the box there. So what I would do, I would, you know, park the car wherever it's going to park at. And then once the guests verify themselves, then I would text them the code. Then they, you know, would open it up and you put your key off up in there. And then the person can take the key out of there and enjoy the ride. This way you're not having to go meet people and, you know, give them the key and all that good stuff. A few reasons why I don't like to meet the people, because I don't want to meet the people, because what if I just don't want to meet the people. I don't want to meet the people. Like I said, I didn't dealt with people for a whole many years, very up close and personal, and I prefer this this new way this new way we have of meeting people in cyberspace, off, you know what I mean, a distance, like type of a meeting and stuff like that. And like I said, I still get plenty of, you know, gratitude. People really appreciate me, and I get 5 stars about this customer service being so great. So, you know, I know that you really don't have to be off up in there, buddy and all that good stuff, because what's going to happen if you are, okay, let's just say I had, you know, I'm meeting the people, right? And I'm just one person. And, okay, so I have a person, they say they're going to pick the car up at the airport at 7 p.m., right? So now I got to drive out to the airport, and if I don't have anybody that's going to pick me up, take me back, then I have to take an Uber or something like that, right? So if the person shows up late, now that I have to wait, because I can't, you know, I have to wait. So whenever you're doing the handoff like that, it's really could be time consuming, right? So let's just say the person's flight is late. It's not their fault, right? So they're supposed to be there at 7 and now it's 9 o'clock. And, you know, so you've been waiting there for 2 hours, or you've taken up 2 hours out of your day. And so now you could be annoyed, right? And people are human. So now you're agitated and all that stuff. So, but you can't show the agitation, because you're going to hurt the feelings of your customer. Or you could, you know, I mean, you're going to, you know, because they already probably feel bad that they're late. But, you know what I mean? So it can cause some tension and stuff like that. So I feel like I don't want to jeopardize my 5 stars by, you know, being irritated or agitated when somebody shows up late, especially if it's not their fault too, right? They can't do anything about that. And then what happens if I had, you know, I accepted their person to be there at 7, and then I had another pickup at 8, right? So now that I'm still here waiting for the 7 o'clock, now it's, you know, you messing me up with the other time. The good thing about things being contactless and remote, like people can do on their own and gain entry into the vehicle without, you know, you having to be there and stuff. So that's always a great thing when you can do something like that. And so that's one of my reasons for why I want to do it. And 2 is because if something negative were to happen, then now you got to see that person again. If they bring the car back half empty or something like that, you know, I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't really like conflict and those kind of things. So I just, you know, I really, I don't want to deal with it. So that's why I like that. And like I said, I'm able to duplicate myself, and I do plan to scale. That's my goal. Is to scale. And if I'm doing everything, you know, and meeting people and all that good stuff, then, you know, it's kind of hard to scale that when you individually, you know, touching everybody and stuff like that. So, you know, that's why I want to get it up to 10. That way I could, you know, show other people how to do it, and then, you know, branch off and do other things. But I definitely want to scale scale. Looky here. Okay. Daring Danielle said, hi, lady. You have a full house tonight. Want me to join? Yes. We could go through the entire process together. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and drop this here link. I'm happy to happy that somebody is interested in getting up in here. Let me see here. This in my way. All right, so I am dropping the link here. Paste and send. And let me see here. I need to go here. Did that link come through? Let me go here and drop it in this here chat too. Where is that? Uh-oh. Oh, bear with me, y'all. I don't want to use the line struggle streaming, but I was doing it. Here we go. Boo, y'all. All right, so I got that over there. Let's see here. Let's see. You've walked me through it before. Have I? Okay. All right, so yeah, just click on that link there, and that will bring you up here, and then we're going to, you see that StreamYard link? So if you would click that, and see, did I? Oh yeah, I told y'all about my affiliate link for the YouTube program with the lead attorney down there, and also I have a 7 figures affiliate link down there too. These people, they specialize in helping you to get some money to start your business or to grow your business and all that good stuff. I like them. 7 figures. And if you got good credit, you pretty much, they're going to get you the money and all that good stuff. And then if you do have some credit issues, they've got programs set up to help you get started, out there. Let's see here. And yeah, I'd like to shout out all of y'all for joining me, and especially all the people that's way back in the day that's been hanging in with me when I was doing all that stuff there. And I'm just excited about this here because this is what it was all about getting that freedom to where you are generating your own income and growing and growing and growing. I haven't replaced my income as a nurse yet. However, I'm extremely positive and knowing that this is working. So I've grown my worth by getting these vehicles, and my business is worth something. And I'm just excited because each day I'm growing, and this is all working out good. Darling Danielle, you see that there right there? That's what you're gonna click on. The Real Estate Apostle to drop that link right there for the StreamYard. And anybody else out there, I did try to invite a few people. However, like I said, I missed Wednesday because the Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi or the whatever, the internet thing was kind of jinky, and it was glitching really bad to where it was like I'm gonna have to put this one on hold because I don't want anybody to get a seizure from that. I'm gonna take a little sip of this here cold water. Hopefully this will help this hot flash that I'm going through. And if you wanted to click the link, I've dropped it out there for you so you can come up here and grill me on all these questions and stuff. How to maximize the profits on Turo. Other ways to maximize the profits on Turo, by adding I know, by making sure you're able to collect on the incidentals when the people return the cars without putting the gas in there. And so one of the things that like I said, I almost learned the hard way is that Turo is not going to reimburse you for the gas if you don't document the gas, the pre-trip, and also post-trip. Because I had one person, that came back, not one, but a few times. Now it's like a thing. There's been multiple people that's tried to come back and don't fill the car up. However, because I already know how the thing is done, I get my money back all the time. You make sure you take those pictures. If nothing else, you have taken a picture of your gas gauge before the trip. Take those pics. That way, if the person brings it back late, you are in the good. You are in the good. Let's see here. He says, I see you. All right, so I'm gonna bring up without further ado. Here we go.
Hi, lady. Okay,
now I gotta be able to hear. Wait. I can't hear.
It's not my best night.
Can y'all hear her out there?
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear too.
Okay.
I got a lot of feedback though. I'm saying this is my first time to do it with this here microphone. So, but go ahead. You got some questions here?
I do, and I feel bad because you walked me through like this whole entire thing before, and I still haven't really taken action. I found some cars that I think would be suitable, but I feel like the biggest hindrance that I'm just going to get the wrong car. It's going to just sit. And that's been a big fear of mine. Like, I want to get the right vehicle that's going to be cost effective enough that I'm able to earn enough money, and something that's desirable enough that people want it, but also that doesn't require a lot of maintenance. And I don't know if I really want to get a 2022. We talked about this, and I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so people are always trying to get an adventure vehicle or some sort of at least something with all-wheel drive. I have a personal interest in trying to only get hybrids. But I also
hybrids. Yeah, okay. So I'm getting all this feedback, so I might be delayed with their answer. But what I heard you say is that you may be a little nervous about the 22s, and did you thinking about the hybrids, right?
Yeah,
that would definitely put you in your own class because there's not that many out there like that. And where are you at again? Remind me.
Portland, Oregon.
I'm gonna have to figure out something because I can't even understand this.
Can you not hear me?
All right.
You might have to turn the volume off one of the pages.
Can y'all hear that back going back and forth?
You might have to turn the volume off one of the pages.
Can y'all hear that back?
You have to turn
oh my goodness! This is I didn't plan for this. Okay. What was the advice again?
The YouTube volume you have to turn off and then only listen through StreamYard.
Because okay, now can I hear you say it again?
Yeah, so you'll have to
perfect. That is it. Okay, that did. Thank you. Okay, because it was literally like doubling. So I'm okay. Thank you so much. Okay, I apologize, y'all. This is my first time to do that. Okay, so if you don't mind, one more time, just repeat your question so I can totally understand you for real.
Okay, I'm happy to do it. I think this.
Thank you. I sure appreciate you for coming up here too, and asking your questions and giving your story. And you look great too. Let me just say that.
Oh my gosh. Well, next time I'll be better prepared. But yes. So I live in Portland. I'm thinking about either getting 1 or 2 cars. I want to do something that's really cost effective. So I'd like to be able to pay it off in 2 or 3 years while generating an income. And maybe this is too much to expect from Turo. But something that's all-wheel drive, possibly something that's in hybrid, and something that people desire enough that it's not just going to be sitting on the lot. That's my fear. So I'm going to go and invest in these cars and no one's going to rent them.
Right. Okay. Now, I don't think that's going to be a fear because it's such a need.
Mm-hmm.
They're in high demands. Right. So I know for sure that these SUVs they get rented more. Like out of my cars, the SUVs always go really fast. And the Ford Edges, they're the all-wheel drive. Those go really fast. So I wouldn't worry about a car not getting rented. That's in a approachable goal. Like that's not super ultra expensive. I'm not very familiar with these hybrids. And I know those are newer. So what year were you looking at?
Like maybe 2020s, 2021. Like
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I got 2 Toyota Venzas.
Mm-hmm.
Those rent.
Those stay rented.
Really?
Those small ones like that, yeah.
Those aren't very small.
The Venzas, it's a car?
It's a SUV.
Oh, okay. I'm visualizing something different. Okay, if you can get any SUV you can get your hands on, that's you're golden on that. You're
But I don't
golden
know if
on that.
I'll be able to rent it for enough to cover my note and the insurance and make a profit.
Right. Okay. Remember how when I showed you to go to your area?
Yeah.
You have to see like what the average is, because you can put whatever price you want to put on there. However,
Right.
if it's overpriced with what everybody else is charging, you may get some trips, but it may sit. So you have to think about it like that. So if everybody is renting the cars out for like $60, $60, $70, and then you go put yours out there for 105, not saying that you won't get any trips, you could, but you have to let the area and the market kind of dictate the prices. Because I know when I had Tony from Tony Luxury Cars up here, he was saying how he rents all his cars out for $100. So I was coveting what he was doing. So I was like, okay, I went and changed all my prices to $100, and I didn't get any bookings. I got one booking, right, for the prices, but it was so slow that I was feeling like, okay, this isn't going to work for me. So when I changed the price back, I started getting the thing. So what you should do is see what your car note is, add the insurance in there, and if the maintenance and all that stuff, and then divide that by 20, and that's how much money you need to charge to be able to break even.
And how did you know how much you were going to pay in insurance before you started?
I didn't. I didn't know at all, because like I said, this was like kind of a spur of the moment thing. So after I got all, after I got all the cars and I got the insurance, I added up all the money and to see how, what I needed to, each car needed to generate before even me to just get like $100 of revenue after all the expenses are paid. I just had to divide it out that way. So the better deal that you can get on your car, the smaller your note and stuff like that, the more profits you're going to be able to see. But if you're just thinking too that you want to build up your net worth by having your renters pay down your car note, like you're not trying to eat off of the 2 cars, because that's
I would love to. That's the deal.
Right. But in order to make a significant amount, like, you have to need more cars. So with 2 cars, you're probably going to make about 20,000 a year. You're looking at about 20,000 a year. So I know 3 cars will get you about 35,000. So 2 cars should probably get you maybe 20 to 24, 25,000 a year.
Okay. So like 12,000 each.
Yeah.
Make it like $1,000 a month. And that's including like paying down the note, or is that total?
Right. So it looks like my cars, when they're on there, they're saying that most of the time you're going to get about 20 days, and they're averaging 20 days on there. Each car is pulling in like 1,600. And like I said, my numbers aren't really solid because they haven't been on for the whole month. This after October, I'll have more hard numbers, because October will be the first month that the cars that are on there hadn't had any like restrictions, or they haven't been on hold or nothing like that. So they've been out and open to get booked.
What do you mean by restrictions?
Okay, so when I first got started, I had a guest returned my car in late, and I panicked. I didn't think Turo was doing enough for me, so I called the police and filed a stolen car report. So Turo put a restriction on my car, and it couldn't be rented until all that stuff was out. So it was like about 12 days where the car was on restriction because you're not talking to a real person, and then have to go through this bot, and they send you to this. I was getting kind of like the runaround,
Right.
and I didn't understand like why they had the car on the restriction, because things get lost in communication when you're not talking to a real person.
For sure.
Yeah. So like what I would tell a person is to don't report your car stolen. The person is more than likely probably just late bringing it back. And
you have trackers in your car, right?
Yeah, I have trackers in my car. That's why I was saying, like, I saw the person in, they were driving around and stuff like that. But that was the first time for me. And like, I had only had the cars on the platform for like 10 days. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? And, but after that, I promise I felt like everybody was some type of a thief, or somebody was doing something tricky. It took me a while to kind of get back into trust in the people, because it was kind of a scary thing for me, because I was like, good heavens, I just got these cars and this guy and stole it, and all, thinking very negative and all that stuff, when for the most part the people are just, they're just going to be late, and then you won't get your car put on the Turo. And then I lost the money that I should have gotten from the inappropriate return. Like, he turned it in late. I was going to get reimbursed for that if I hadn't have freaked out and called the police.
Oh my God, I would have done the same thing, because like, how can you know?
Yeah. So that was a lesson there. So, and then I had put the car on hold too, because I thought I had jury. So for August, and then I took a vacation. So that was me too, dabbling with it, because I was worried that if I could do it remotely on everything, and while I was out of the state. So
yeah, I wouldn't want to do it remotely.
Right. Oh, I enjoy doing it remotely now. Because I feel like I'm able to kind of be more hands off and not feel so emotional to it. Like I've said before, one of the top things is that you really can't be emotionally attached to the cars. Otherwise, it could cause you a lot of stress, where you can't, you're worried about where people going in the car, and if they breaking rules or all these type of things. So for me, I try to make it like I'm helpful, but I'm not really there, off up in the people's business and stuff like that, so it's more kind of hands off type thing. And then I feel like it gives me more freedom, and I'm not kind of a slave to the job, where I'm just, I don't have a life, because I'm always meeting this person there. And then if they're late, then I got to wash a car, it takes a lot of your time when you're trying to physically meet the people. When if I'm a one woman show, and I need to do things, I have to be able to kind of make my own time. Like I've got a pickup at 8 in the morning. I already have the car at the airport, so when they get there, I don't have to be there. I can be wherever. I'm just opening the car remotely on my phone. And then like I showed earlier, if you don't have the remote access on your car, you can get one of these little lock boxes.
I love that. Okay,
yeah, so they're like $70 on Amazon.
Like you're on vacation trying to manage all of this. You mean like you're just not showing up?
Yeah. Now I probably could have done it, like if I had set the cars up before I left, and then I can just open the car from wherever. But I didn't want to, like, if something were to happen and it didn't work out and I'm way over in Miami or something like that. So I just didn't feel comfortable. But, I'm sure like in the future I can feel more once I'm doing it more. But like I had just got started and I was like, I don't really want to feel that kind of stress, So
yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So do you think are you planning on getting more cars?
Yes, I do want to have at least 10. And I really feel like once I figure out how to do those 10 single-handedly, then I can maybe start adding some help workers to get more cars. But really, I really want to show people how to do it. Like, I don't want to scale it to where it's like a rental car company. I
Right.
really want it to be kind of a business person, like an individual, your own business.
I love
And
that.
not, yeah, like I don't want to feel like I want to start getting workers. Because for me, I feel like I want people to be free from work. I want you to work for yourself, and not teach you how to, get you some slaves.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, because the other thing too is the reason why I kind of still want to keep it like kind of a personal business type thing is because I feel like people aren't going to really like workers. People do a lot different when they work, and as opposed to you doing the work, like the cleaning the cars. Everybody's not going to go way to the back and look under the seats to make sure, you know what I mean? To make sure that it's super clean. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I don't want my reputation to be bad when somebody finds the apple core that the other renters' kids left in the back seat of the Explorer in the third row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then too, when it's yours, you take more pride and stuff like that. But of course, I don't want to make this job for myself to where I'm just working in it all the time. I do in the future want to scale it up. So I will have to start, trusting for other people to do it too, because I think that's one of the things we could mistakes as a business person you can make by trying to do everything and not trusting other people to do, to work for you and to help you out and stuff too. So.
Yeah, because for you to, right now you said like with 2 vehicles, it's like about 25,000.
Yeah, so that's like a little extra, nice little extra stream.
Yeah.
And 2, you can still keep your day job if you're not ready to quit.
And how many hours does it take you to manage?
I would say I probably put in about 22 hours a week. Okay, so like Mondays are super busy because most of the cars are coming back in and some of them are going back out. So when you have those Mondays are long days where you may spend 6 to 8 hours actually physically working because you're actually putting hands on cars, cleaning and dropping them off. Like I said, I have a drop off spot, not my house. I always encourage people, don't have the people picking the cars up at your house.
Yeah.
Because these aren't your friends. These are guests. These are strangers. Like none of the people that's rented the cars, and I've had over 50 trips so far, I haven't known none of them.
Yeah. And so like for your like longer term aspirations, are you planning on moving away from Turo since you don't want to keep doubling down on it? You don't want to keep expanding it. So
I kind of do. And I really think that I can see me with having 20, 30 cars. And
really?
just But at this time, that's when I feel like I could have it set up to where it runs. I have people working for me, but it's not in the traditional sense where, people coming into a place and all that stuff. Like maybe I have droppers where people that just go drop cars off and, check them in or something like that. Just have like some systems in place where, it's really not that, it's not that difficult where, if have it organized pretty good, having the cars just dropped off like that. So, because I don't see that people are going back to how things used to be. And like this morning when I was leaving the airport, I'm passing by the rental car spots and the parking lot is pretty much empty. It's like it's only half full because they don't have cars. Right. They are really, really hurting, so.
Yeah, that's good to know because I'm like thinking about, if you wanted to not do Turo or at least like not double down on Turo even more. I was just curious about what else is like on the horizon for you? Are you thinking, okay, I'll do this Turo, I'll make some extra money, and then I'll take that money and do something totally different? But it sounds like
a good plan that I think, because I know me, I get bored quick and I like to, always be trying different things. Turo to me is something that could always keep adding up. Like maybe I'm not doing the part that I'm doing now, and or I'm changing my fleet to where I don't want to get more cars, but maybe I'm getting more exotic cars to where I'm making way more money, and I have a different clientele because like now I can start to see that I'm having certain clientele. Like I've got some business flyers that people travel here to Montgomery for their business, and now they're coming back to me because they love getting off of the plane and going right up to their car, bypassing Avis and having to deal with people and stuff. You just go to your car, you take a selfie of yourself with the car in the background. I see that is you at the car, and I push a button, let you in, boom, it's all gone. And people love how relaxing and freeing that feels by offering that. So things, and people are liking that more than having to go deal with Avis and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you're always going to need to have a car anyways, or even
Exactly,
cars, so
exactly.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I think I can probably manage one car. Hearing about the 22 hours a week, like 88 hours a month.
But I'm talking about with me with 7 cars now. When I had just doing 2, that's maybe 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours a week.
I didn't realize. Okay, somehow I didn't realize. I thought you had 4 cars.
I started off with 3, and then somebody wrecked my biggest money maker, and then I went and bought 5 more.
So you're making about 22 to 24 on 7 cars?
No. Okay. No. Let me just show my analytics. Each car is making about like so the 5 new ones, they haven't even been on there for a month. So the 2, well, let's see. So each car is making about the 2 that's been on there since the beginning of the time. Well, actually just 1 because the other one's crashed. It's up to 3,000 something. Let me see if I can Turo. Yeah, so for those when I only had the 2 cars on there, I'm gonna say that they were pulling in about $1,200 each a month, $1,200 to $1,300 a month for the
and that was like
car.
That's like pre.
Yeah. So the so my income for the first month with the 2 cars was $2,200. Then after that was $2,400, and then the third month with the 2 cars was $27,000, and then this month I'm already at $4,000. But like I said, I've got 6 cars on there now that's actually working, that's active.
Oh, that's doing really good. So
yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. If you buy the new cars, then that's not all profit. Like I'm maybe profiting a couple of $100 off of these cars because, well, let's see. So anything over 1,100 is profit. So if they did like I'm like $200 to $300 per car. So you probably make income profit about $500 to $600 a month extra income. But you have to look at it like this. Your car is being paid down. These tenants are paying down that asset, and that's adding value to your business. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not making any big sweeping profits off of this, but I've got 9 cars, you know what I mean? And they're being paid off. So my net worth is increasing.
Right, and so you have to sell one of those cars.
Yes. And then when if I want to sell my business, these are assets, income producing assets. So, you're looking at it like that. And you just, you're going to be building up your credit, building up more money, like I had started to get collecting the business credit back in April. And I had got this PayPal loan, and I was telling people, don't do it. It was a bad loan. It was the first little something like that. They got me off into it. But once I paid it off, now I've had a relationship with them. So now they just sent me a MasterCard, So,
So yeah.
You got to build. You got to start somewhere.
Right. Man, I wonder if there are going to be any like 0% interest deals happening this October.
I don't know about any 0%, but like maybe some 1.3, some 2.6, only because right now it's the market for the inventory is extremely low. And I know, like, I don't know if they kind of, formulated that way by holding back. They're saying that they're missing parts, and they're blaming it, still blaming the pandemic for all these delays and things like that. That's why even the prices for these used cars have soared, because supply and demand. So I'm not sure how much of that is kind of orchestrated, but it's a real fact, like it's out there. And that's a lot of the reasons why these car rental car companies aren't doing well. Let's see, I got some stuff here happening here. What is that? Let's see. You said here, doesn't matter. I really need to get started and I'm scared. Okay, well, not be scared. Look at here. Thank you very much, the lead attorney. Like, this is the class, the sir here who I've been shouting out the class, the lead attorney class for this here YouTube stuff. And that's why I've been doing such great things here because of that. Thank you for putting that out there, lead attorney. But yeah, I don't want you to be scared. And to think about it too, like, there's nothing to be scared of, because what happens, what are your fears? So tell me what it is that you.
I think my fear is being underwater on a loan, like losing money by buying a new car.
Gotcha. Okay. And I understand that, because I felt that way about the Mustang, that the convertible. So that's why I found a family member to rent that out to, because I was worried about that. So now, but as far as like the cars getting rented, once you put it out there, trust me, like I said, when I got the 5 cars, I loaded them up there, and within hours I was getting bookings. So you get the right car out there, any car, people need these cars, it's gonna get booked. The thing is if you can get the best terms, then that way you'll be able to make more of the money and stuff like that. But then again, always keeping in mind that you're just putting the foot in the door too. If your plan is to, grow your business, you got to start somewhere. And that's why I recommend the newer cars, because if you're not mechanically inclined, you don't want to get a used car, and then once it have problems, you have to come out of pocket with that. So if you're already worried about, being underwater in your payments and stuff, like with all these payments, having a car, and then somebody a guest texts you and say, oh, there's a rattling sound, or this tire, or whatever the problem is, and then you're coming out of your pocket, because there's upfront costs, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so as far as like the registration, you got to come out of pocket for that. You got to come out of the pocket, if you've got good credit, you may get a break on the down payments. Like for the first set of cars, I had to come out $3,500 for down payments, and I think it was like 500 something for the insurance. So we're looking at like 4,000 there, and then things like keep putting the gas in there, all those things coming, you coming out first with that to start it up, and tickets, all those things you get reimbursed for. But some things you may have to pay for first before Turo reimburse you back. So if you're not, if you don't have any money to float certain things, like if a car gets towed or something like that, you'll be reimbursed for it. But like I said, if you don't have the money to put it out there, then you could be in a kind of a depressing situation, if that happened. So having your money planned out is real smart too. So
yes. So how do you do your insurance? Do you get the insurance through Turo, or do you have a separate insurance?
You have to have a separate insurance. Turo is going to offer you insurance. But if you're financing your cars, you have to have the full coverage for that. And even if you did have a cash car, you still need the liability because your car has to be covered for when it's not on a trip. So you still need the insurance and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll need insurance. And I have personal insurance. I mean, well, yeah, personal insurance with two different companies because I was worried at first with my first insurance company. I didn't excuse me. I didn't tell them that I was putting these cars on the Turo platform. So when I had the first accident, I was a little worried. It's like I didn't know what was going to happen, but they, they were okay with it, and it was real easy. They helped me to, get through everything and all what I had to do and stuff. Because Turo is still relatively new, so some people and some insurance companies, people that work there aren't really familiar with it, so they'll just say, "Oh, we don't do that," and which is not true. They do.
Yeah, and you haven't been involved in any like legal stuff yet, right? Because my friend was telling me, she's like, we get so many cases coming in all the time from Turo things.
Cases like what?
Legal cases.
Well, as far as like somebody stealing, or
I think it's mostly like either people getting hurt or like there being some sort of discrepancy between Turo suing an individual or an individual trying to sue Turo. Some sort of misunderstanding.
I hadn't heard anything like that. They have the travelers insurance, and they're really good. Like the Ford Edge, my Edge that got wrecked. The guest wasn't like keeping up the good communication with me, so I was going to use my insurance, and I was like, wait a minute, let me just use the Turo's insurance. So then when I contacted them, that's when the guest kind of stood up and give up their insurance information. So for the most part, the guest insurance will pay the claim, or you can use Turo's insurance.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad you haven't had to like be in like litigation with any of this where you're like arguing.
No. Yeah, thankfully no. But when those things happen, you just have to kind of, the reason why I went and bought more cars, because when that happened, I was like, now I'm down to one car. This is not really a business. Like now, I'm definitely going to be upside down in the payments because this Edge can't even be rented. It hasn't even gotten the work done on it yet because things are so backed up. So it's been sitting now for a month, and it doesn't have a date until the 26th of this month to start the repairs. And then I'm not even sure how long they're going to take for it because, with these parts or whatever the excuse that they're giving us for it,
It was an accident. It wasn't like a manufacturer situation, right?
No, the guest, and this would really hurt my feelings too. The car was booked out for the longest trip that it had, right? It was upcoming. So Turo had booked an instant booking for the car for one day. Mm-hmm. This person came in town from the airport one day and wrecked my car and left. So for one day's payment, and I, sacrifice my car, it gets wrecked. You know what I mean? And now I'm not making any money off of it. So that was the reason why I went and got the 5 cars. I was like, I need to get more out there so I could balance.
And you had no trouble getting the other 5, right? You just went in.
No. I actually got those with 0 down, and those were. It was easier to get those because I had already built up a relationship and had already made 2 payments on the other 3 cars. So they were like rooting for me and stuff. And like I said, for whatever it's worth, these cars are needed. And I've done some research. So my next batch of cars, I want to reach out to BMW. They have a program set up to help you lease cars to put out on these ride sharing platforms.
No, can you share that?
Like I said, I'm just learning about it, so I don't know all of the details. I did read that they have something like that, so I want to get more details because my personal car is a BMW, and I really like the BMW. So I would love to be able to put those cars on the platform so people can enjoy, riding around.
It's so cool. So yeah, the things I've been looking for is something that's like 0% interest if I can get it.
Yeah.
sometimes,
Oh
you know,
yeah. BMW offer really good rates. Like if I put my I got really great rates on there, and there, yeah. So I'm excited because I feel like I've got good relationship with them there too. So um after I get all these inquiries off of my profile again, so probably
right.
like within the next because every time when you go do this, I've learned since my second time around, your credit profile is gonna take a get
A
a knuckle
beanie?
stamp. Yeah, it's gonna it's gonna hit you up with it. So but there was
Well, okay, so the BMW car and ride sharing lease. It
oh,
says
you looking at it?
accelerate
Yeah.
your business. Get
What's
the
that?
green, it says accelerate your business. Get the green light to use your lease BMW for car and ride sharing services. It's the only authorized way to put BMW performance to work for you, and it's only available through BMW Financial Services.
Cool.
Isn't that crazy? Join the sharing
Yes.
economy. The BMW car and ride sharing lease is available in select states to all new customers leasing a new or certified pre-owned BMW through BMW Financial Services. Or if you're currently leasing, you can easily upgrade your lease today.
Wow.
Crazy, right? I wonder if it's
Yeah.
a nice day.
You know what? If I were you, I would check them out too because BMWs, they're not that expensive and they are much better cars. And then too, people just would like to drive a BMW. You know
For
what I mean?
sure. Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
For
and then as far as like the payments, you probably get better better payments with the BMW and
Interesting. And there are, so there's only 3 states where it's currently happening, but Oregon's one of them.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There you
I know.
go.
So there's in California, it's in Oregon, and it's in Washington.
Okay.
You just gave me like the
Yeah.
most amazing tip. But so what do you think? Do you think it's
They didn't
worthwhile?
say Alabama, so look here, I'm giving you gems for you.
You
No, I'm
are
not gonna be
so
able to use
great.
it.
But do you think that do you think it makes more sense to lease a vehicle for use on ride sharing app?
Yeah, because you know why? Because they're gonna make some bend some rules for you because they already know what it's gonna be on there. So usually when you lease a car, you can only 10,000 miles, right?
Mhm.
So they're gonna make some type of make some arrangements for you to be able to the mileage as far as like the cap, it's gonna be different. So it can be out there. But the payments are usually, cheaper. You don't have to come up with no big down payment. You know what I mean? And then
That's
two,
the one thing I can do because I was going to trade in my current car, but if I'm leasing,
oh,
do that.
okay. And you mean, and so you're gonna think because if you put your car out there, you're not gonna have a car.
Right. Well, so the thing is, I only drive like 1 day a month,
Oh,
and I
really?
prefer
Oh,
not to do that even at all.
well, then work that out then.
I
Yeah.
know. So if I'm leasing a car, they probably don't want my car. You know what I mean?
Oh, for a trade in? I
Yeah.
think you can trade a car in for a lease.
Oh my God. Do you think
Yeah, especially they won't trade ins now. You'll get a lot of money out of your trade in too.
really?
Oh yeah, because they need the cars. It's not it's slow. It's very limited. It's not a lot. So yeah, you trade your car. I would go for that BMW.
I think you're right. But so I got to figure out how to lease a vehicle that I can actually afford. Because some of these cars on here are over 100 grand.
But you can get a BMW X3. It's not going to be over a
I
hundred
really
grand.
want the X3. So like I'm looking at one right now. It's so cute. It's listed for $55,540, but I'm not certain why it's not giving me the option for like how much it would cost to lease.
Oh, yeah. See, that's not that expensive. I mean, because that's not expensive at all. I mean, if you go to these Fords and stuff, they're like 45, 50,000. You know what I mean? Like, I'd get that BMW
You would,
because
okay.
it's going to be around the same price anyway for a regular new car.
Yeah, and
Might as well get
I
that.
always love the X3 series because okay, so I'm looking at one. It's leasing at $589 a month.
Yeah, that's a good price. And if you okay, so it's okay. So and if you're bringing in 18 to 2,000, 3,000 a month for that, then you subtract your payment. You know, you could at least be bringing in an extra $1,000 to $1,500 a month on that car.
How much do you think I could list it for?
For the X3s, at least 110, 120. Look, let's see what they are
This one's like a
going for.
2022 X3 S Drive, leasing at $569 a month.
Turo is
For some reason it says attractive finance offers available, but $569 a month, $4,200 down payment, $0 security deposit, $925 acquisition fee, $5,694 due at signing.
Wow. You said Portland, Oregon. But that's still a good price, though.
It's decent. I mean, that's how much I would pay for a down payment for another car.
Yes.
Like, you know, and I wonder if they take my old car, then I probably won't have to pay anything out of pocket, right?
That's true. That's true.
I always told myself that like leasing a car was just like throwing money out the window, but maybe I need to shift my perspective.
No, because think about it too. It's so much smarter to lease because you're not going to get that depreciation. You know, there's good value in leasing too. You know, especially with the getting in with not that much down payment.
Right.
And
but
then
I wouldn't be having an asset afterwards like what you have.
True. But you know, they still give you the option to buy at the end. Most lease have options. So, you know, and then too, you just generating money, you building your business because now once they see that you're doing that, you can always keep adding.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna see how easy it is to do one. And then once you get that going, because you know, you see how easy it is to do one, you get that ball rolling, you'll just add more and more and more. So if you can do it and you see that each car is bringing you an extra $1,000 a month, extra $700-800 a month, if you had 2, 3, 4, you just keep adding that up, you know?
Yeah.
And once the cars are out, they're out, you know? They're out. You're free. You don't have anything to do. Let's see here. I got some questions here. Nerda says, okay, how to maximize the Turo profits. Okay, I think I may have answered that. Said Nerda also, okay, she gave the link for the BMW lease program. Thank you, Nerda.
I know. Thanks for dropping that in the chat because this is so handy.
Turn my volume off. YouTube volume off. I did. Maybe that's a late message here. Somebody was telling me to turn it off. I did. All right. So we good here. I've got the pulled up here Oregon's Turo. Oh, no, I don't want to copy. I want to share. Get out of there. Let me share this.
Yeah, there's a big thing on there that says, we want your car. We'll give you a real offer from
I'm telling you, yes. They want used cars are in a high demand. Used cars are in high demand. No, that's not what I want. Let's see. Find the perfect car. Here we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right. So here's Portland, Oregon. So, okay, y'all got some high stuff here. There's Teslas. They're going for $179 a day. I'm looking for a BMW here. Okay, here's a BMW X3. This is an old one. 2014. They still getting $62 a day for it. So, and let's see, it's had 119 trips. That's a lot of trips.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they, you know, I'm sure it's probably paid off, so it's all just money there.
Yeah.
But so I don't see any newer BMW X3s, but there's a lot of these little Teslas.
Oh yeah, it's a big Tesla kind of city.
Wow. Okay, you guys are green. Yeah, West Coast people. Yeah. All right. So here's another BMW X5, but it's old, and it's okay. That's old. Yeah, I don't see much.
It's
This
so
Mercedes G-Wagon. Oh, this is going for $266 a day.
With the leasing, you can only lease new vehicles, right? You can't lease certified.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's the thing too, is I'm not very used to like driving around in really brand new cars.
So how you gonna feel about renting it out and somebody else driving around in your brand new
car? I feel fine with
car?
other people driving it, but I just feel like people that know me in my life would be like, It's changed. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like people aren't gonna be like, that's like totally like kind of out of character for Danielle.
Yeah. Well, look at this here. This X5 is 2017 going for 148.
Oh,
So
really? How often
yeah,
is it listed? How much?
this one had 26 trips.
Okay.
So let's see what if their person has more cars. No, they only have that one car.
Hmm.
And yeah.
Well, I wonder if they're going to charge me more at the BMW dealership to lease because they know that I am going to be doing this. And maybe
It sounds like they want you to do it. That's why they're offering this program.
yeah, that's
They're
what it
gonna
does
probably try
sound
to
like,
get you to
right?
take 2 cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
You know, this
here.
you should just go in there and say, I'd like to get 3 and just see what happens. Because they're gonna rent out. I mean, look at all these trips these folks has gotten up in here. But I feel you though. The reason why I'm telling you, because if you're gonna get more than one, you need to do it all in the same day. Because once all those inquiries hit you, well, I guess if you're going for that one program, you probably won't get all those massive amounts of inquiries. But
Right.
I don't know. I'm all about diving in there and try to get as many cars as you can get. But yeah,
I love that.
I feel you. I feel you though,
Well, and the other thing is I'm limited on time, right? Because this is going to be I'm like moving out of my job, but I still work full time. And I
right.
travel 2 weekends a month. And so, I'm like slowly trying to start building up
Right.
my nest egg. And I think
Okay.
like kind of like my plan right now, and I'll say it out to you so that maybe we can like manifest something. But
Sure.
like how I'm seeing things, it's like if I made an extra, I don't know, if I made an extra $200 a month, it wouldn't really make a difference.
Right. I feel you. That's why I was like, get more. Uh-huh.
Right, exactly. But the other thing is I pay $200 a month for parking right now.
Oh. How about this? It'll be a cool way to test without getting to any debt. Put your current car out there.
It's too old, too many miles. My current car's a 2008.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's what 10 years, 10 or 12 years, and the miles. I've seen some lower ones. I think they were trying to grandfather some cars in. I guess you had to already be on the platform.
Right. And then like if it's like a cool old car.
Yeah, gotcha. And then too, you wouldn't want anybody to put more miles on there than if your car's at that state where now it's time for
that
things
car
to happen.
will not stop. Like it's crazy. Like I've been hoping that it would die.
Oh yeah. It's on life support.
It's never needed any repairs.
Uh-huh.
All it's needed is regular oil changes, and like it runs like it was brand new.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty low impact on my cars because I don't know. But it drives like it always did.
Okay.
What if 2 cars and do 2 different cars? Like, what if I do like the 5,000 down at BMW for this lease thing, and then I trade my car in for like a Subaru or something that's a little bit more affordable and less, and I could park my new BMW down in the parking garage where I already paid for it. But it would be like, I just feel like if I did that, if I was paying like $600 a month for my lease and $200 a month for parking and like probably like another $200 for insurance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It needs to be out there making that money.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would have it out there pulling in some cash, some money.
Like how much would I need to spend in order to make it worthwhile?
Because if you're just looking for, you say you're just looking for an extra $200 a month.
No, I'm not. But you said that's how much I can sort of anticipate earning.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Because so we saw they were renting their X5 for 140. Oh, 148 a month, right? So 26 trips. I'm looking around. I don't see too many other cars that are just asking that amount. And so I'm going to be honest and say that probably to I don't know.
I mean, it would.
I would say maybe 120
$97 a month. I mean, $97 a night. Like, that's not ridiculous, and I would earn more than my monthly payment.
Right. I would say, at least 120, 110 or something like that. But they're showing most of the cars, they're average going to rent for 20 days a month. So
Right.
I would just see what this math is looking like here for we'll just say 120 at 20 days a month. Let me see.
Yeah, because the cheapest one, like they're like $700 monthly payments for these cars.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These new cars is going to be up there times 20. Okay. So that's 2,400 for income, right? So then we're going to subtract. You say, what did it say the lease was going to be, like 5 something? We just say 600.
The lowest lease is $599.
$599. Okay. So
and
we'll say
$609 and then $779, and the highest one is $809.
Okay. So we'll pick a middle number. We'll say 680.
Okay.
Plus 100 for the insurance. And then we'll say, okay, so that's still leaving like 1,800, after, but we got to put in maintenance. So let's just throw in another $100 for maintenance. I'm sure you'll probably have a maintenance package built in there.
Right. So the actual full cost of the car would be like $72,125.
Okay, so it breaks down to a monthly payment of around $950. So there's still room to make, about $1,000 on that, or $700 to $800 a month on a car like that.
Yeah,
so,
actually,
I mean, because if I'm looking at the numbers, for me, if I do the 20 days for real, I could I'm still making a profit. I'm still estimated to make a profit of like $450 to $500 per car.
Right.
And so, it's not like a big nursing salary. Like I said, I'm building up my net worth, my business worth, and I'm able to ask for more money when I'm showing them, like, look at here, this is how this is working. Look at my calendar. Look at my, upcoming earnings and stuff like that. So,
right.
If you, planning to build it up, you don't start off replacing your, income, your work income. So
the other thing that I'm thinking about is whether or not it makes the most sense for me to, get a hybrid.
Yeah, especially where you're at, it's more of those out there, right? You guys are more.
I totally do value that, but
yeah.
it is.
I would, especially if they're saying that in the future that's the way that we're all going to go. So that's my goals for 23 to get some green cars out there and add that to the fleet.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the hybrid technology, might require more work, but I guess if I'm only leasing it anyways.
What kind of work would you mean for that?
Like they need more maintenance.
Oh, they do?
That's what I've heard, because they have an extra battery situation.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so I'm sure it's probably like a learning curve on that. I'm not familiar with them. I've never even rode in a hybrid car before. So I don't know. I wouldn't tell you much on that. I just know for me, I don't really want to deal with something that's going to have any kind of maintenance or any type of, touching parts and all that stuff. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't even really know all the features on some of the cars, especially the Edge. It's got this, touch screen dashboard. It has games. It's all kind of stuff. So
how funny are you about people damaging your car? You know what I mean?
How what?
How funny are you about, like, oh, someone just like nicked my brand new car that I just bought? Because all your cars are brand new. Like, do you watch it really closely?
Since I'm hand washing all of them, I feel like I will notice any little scratch or something like that. I try to buff them all out or whatever like that. But stuff is gonna happen. So far, I haven't had any major nothing except for that one accident. I was a little offended, like the 5 new cars that I got. They had light interior. 3 of them had this tan, interior, which I thought was really hot at first, but then when I recognized how easily it is to get stained, I was vowing never to buy the light interior cars anymore. Stick with the dark,
People
because
love the light interior. Okay.
yeah, this one lady, I have got a Ford Escape, and she rented it. It was rented twice in the same day. One person rented it for like 5 weeks upcoming. Then somebody rented it for 3 days before the 5-week person gets it. The 3-day renter smoked in the car, had makeup all over her hands and touching the sun visor. So it's makeup all over the white interior sun visor, and smoke, burn a cigarette hole in the yeah. And this was another lesson for me, because I didn't take all of the pre-picks like I supposed to. They tell you to take 20 to 30 picks,
right?
And I took some picks, but I had started slacking up, and like I said, I had just got 5 cars and just put 5 of them out there and listed them and all that stuff. So I I wasn't as, I didn't do a good job with taking those pre-picks, so I wasn't able to get reimbursed for the smoking and none of that stuff. So and actually I had bought this ozone machine to try to get rid of the smoke smell, and I guess I didn't leave it in there long enough, or I should have maybe done it twice. So when the second person got it, that was going to have it for the whole 6 weeks, they noticed the smoke smell. So I was a little offended at that Turo was like, well, you can't really they said that I didn't prove it that they smoked. Like, how do you prove a smell?
No, right?
It's like, well, you did you get any cigarette butts? No, I didn't see any cigarette butts. They didn't leave any of that behind. But
that's the one thing that scares me about getting these fancy cars. Was like, what if someone really does something and I have to go talk to Turo and they're being, funny about it?
Because you didn't know all of the rules, like, you know what I mean? So there was a Turo host. I had saw one of his videos. It was really sad. He only had 2 videos, and I really think that this incident like stopped him from everything. He had bought a Mercedes Benz, his own personal car, put it on the platform, and Turo, when you first put it out there, they'll put all these default settings on there. So they pretty much gave all these discounts to where people rented it, and it wasn't going to be enough money for him. So he reached out to the guests and said that they needed to pay an extra $120 for the deal to work out. Right. So the guest agreed. However, if you're going to make any changes, like earlier today, I had to have that guest cancel their trip and rebook for the other car. This guy didn't do that. He just had them give him the money, and then they took the car. They brought the car back with over $1,000 worth of scrapes and scratches on there. And Turo said, we not gonna help you because you got this extra money, and it wasn't part of the, it wasn't in the contract here. So and I felt bad for him. You could kind of see the tears in his eyes.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
And there's some people that are like super scammy, and they know all the little, things to do to try to get around the rules.
Yeah. And the sad thing is about this is that there's not really a tutorial to, to tell you how to set this up. Like, I had to, watch a bunch of little different videos and things like that. That's how I knew as far as like certain things, like what not to do. But, it's definitely a learning curve, and they're not telling you, you don't get no welcome letter to be like, hey, do this, that, don't do this. They don't tell you none of that stuff. The only way you're going to find out is if you do it and then you try to get help for it. And then they say, well, did you take the pics?
Well, yeah, because people knew ahead of time, that it could be really tricky to get paid out when you need to.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're sitting up there, kind of in a bad shape. And this is a tough business because, like I said, I got two cars that's not earning me, well, one of them not earning me any money because I can't do anything with it. They're not able to, it's not able to get into the shop to get fixed, but that's when the business credit is working in there, because I can just use that money to pay for everything. So I'm not stressed out about, oh no, I still got to make this car payment. Oh,
Right.
next month I got to register 7, 8 cars,
Yeah.
because
Well, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, what I'm kind of thinking about now is, so the hybrids are much more expensive than a non-hybrid.
Okay.
They're like an
Yeah.
extra $12,000. I
Wow.
know that my state is like offering like some tax benefits to people that
Okay. Yeah.
own a lease. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but like the only
Because
ones that I can
it
get
doesn't matter if you can get the money when you write it off with your taxes, or you save the money in the beginning. It don't look at it like that. Think about the investment on it too. Like, what's going to give you the best
well,
resale?
if I was going to get one of these BMW X5 hybrids on a lease, it's going to cost over $1,000 a month.
Ooh, okay. I don't know, that it's too close. It's not enough profit. I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah.
And then when somebody do, treat your BMW poorly, you're going to feel really crushed and hurt, because the people that's, they're not going to be like, oh, this is a BMW hybrid, we're not going to, be rough with it, we're going to keep it up. Nobody's
going to
be
like driving through the desert and like
yes, yep. And all the things that you wouldn't do in there, people are going to do in there,
Oh,
so
yeah, they can't wait to do that. Everything that I would never do.
yeah, exactly.
So maybe I won't do the hybrid, which I feel bad about, because I feel like, but I wish that there were other ride share leasing things.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we can ask Google and see. It might be, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of these car companies are going to have to try to do that, because they want to sell cars, and a lot of people aren't
flexible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I went back in there 2 months later, and I left out with 5 cars.
That's crazy.
And I wasn't even trying to do that.
So many cars in your life.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, let me get hopping. But I'm grateful for those, because like all those cars, it looks like that they're going to be able to pay for the one Edge that's not able to make any money. Mm-hmm. These other 5 cars, because like I said, I'm already at the 4,000 in each car. It shows what they've been bringing in, and they have already almost made their whole month note, and the month's not even all the way over yet. So wow. I'm pretty sure this month should show some good revenue over the outgo. I should have be more green this month, even with this Edge out there like that.
Yeah, I'm curious if I should try to want to use this BMW rideshare program, because I do see my situation changing.
Yeah.
Pretty drastically in the next 3 years.
I think that's the smartest one, and just get like, a regular X3, something like that.
Get one too.
Yeah, but those are really tiny, but people will still be happy to rent that, and you probably be more cost efficient that way too. And since it's not, for you personally, I think the X1 might be, the way to go.
I know. It's weird though, because it seems like, like there's not a big price difference between the X1 and the X3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the thing that I'm most concerned about is like, because I don't normally drive vehicles like that, if I was around my friends and stuff, like I'd be a little bit embarrassed.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, weird. I don't know what you mean. I drive a BMW X3.
Oh, you do? Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, like all my friends like drive Toyotas, like they're very like down to earth type people.
Yeah, but look at the price. It's not that big of a difference in the price. You know what I mean? I like and not to try to be anything about the BMW. It's really a good car. I mean, the motor, I love, I'm zipping. I got the power, and now that I've, been zipping around and overtaking people. I was just racing some kid the other day on there. He was in a
Wow,
scat
look at
pack next to
you.
me. Yeah, I be playing with him. And then yeah. But I make sure I was safe and all that stuff. But
Well,
I like to zip past them because I'm like, from 0 to 60, man, yeah, this little scat pack, you ain't got nothing on this BMW. I get you
nothing.
there. Yeah. The BMW is a good engine. I mean, I'm zipping, I'm zooming, I'm passing you, I'm overtaking you. I'm,
And
my
you
dust.
wouldn't happen to know, like, if I got the car and I couldn't, list it for enough to cover my payments, and I was just like, okay, this obviously isn't really working, and I just wanted to return it. Like,
For a lease, that probably wouldn't happen. But let's just see what happens. Okay, so we said that the
they
payment
charge you money.
to try to return it, they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't let you return that car. They're gonna be like, you need to figure that out.
No, see, I was thinking that with the
Or
lease.
the cooling off period.
Yeah, I was thinking with the lease, like, you just give it back. If it doesn't work out.
After the time, it's still, you have a time, like it's going to be a 48 month lease, a 72. I mean, it's the same little time period.
Oh, so you have to do that time no matter what.
Yeah, you got to serve that time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Don't get in your head about that, because the car, once you list it, trust me, it's going to ding, ding, ding. You're going to get bookings.
Okay, because there is one that's like listed. It's like the cheapest one I've seen so far, but it's like at 50,000. So I want to see how much it would cost to lease it, because then
let's just say
the lease is $655 a month.
How much?
$655.
$655. Okay, that's not bad. So we're gonna throw another 100 in there. So let's just say we're gonna be a round number, 800 divided by 20. You only need to rent it for $40 a day to make that.
Oh, geez. So yeah, I guess if I got into a real pickle, but I would feel, yeah. Okay.
No, because so you're definitely not gonna list your BMW for no $40 a day, right? So let's just say $100 a day. So that's still like $2,000 a month.
Yeah, and that's like me also thinking that I won't. I mean, I guess I'd have to
trust me, it's not going to sit.
Yeah, and I'd have to somehow like factor in like the amount that I'll have to pay down.
Probably going to be a no money down lease. A lot of leases are, zero down.
I know, but all of these want money down.
They do?
Yeah.
Even with your trade?
Well, maybe not with my trade, but I still, but my trade still has value that I'd be passing up. So it's saying if I did 10,000 miles per year, I have to do $5,062 down, and that's for a 30.
Is that still with the ride sharing program? They're saying the 10,000 miles.
Well, so the rideshare program, well, you can choose if it's going to be 7,500, 10,000, 12,000, or 15,000. But of course, the amount changes.
Okay, so then you wouldn't want to offer unlimited miles then.
No, I wouldn't,
because like my Explorer is already up to 8,000 miles, and it's just been out there since July.
But okay, yeah. So
you're gonna reach that limit well before the year is up. So you're gonna be over, and you don't want to pay for those overage fees. That was the reason why in the past, like, I wasn't really interested in doing the lease, because I know they're real strict on the miles. So that would work if you could put limits on the miles, like say you can only drive so many miles. But it may hurt your bookings, because a lot of times people are looking for unlimited miles. And not to say that everybody's going to like drive across country or something like that. Right. However, when the people are looking, some people look for the ones that are going to offer the unlimited miles.
For sure. I mean, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like my monthly amount goes up depending upon how many miles I anticipate to go a month.
Yeah. That's the only thing that scares me about leases. And then too, the people that's driving your car, people just, so I don't know.
I know. What do you
think? The lease really makes me worried. The lease do.
The lease does.
Yeah, because you're kind of renting, and then you're renting out, or you know what I mean?
Right. It's and like, then you're making more money because people are going to be, driving it hard.
Yep. And then the chances of going over the miles. Because like
What
I
would be the
said,
benefit to leasing?
the benefits to leasing is the lower payments.
You think the payment's going to be lower? Because I mean, like it's $600 a month.
Yeah, because a lot of these payments are like $600-$700 and stuff like that. And,
Right, it is $600 a month.
Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty reasonable. I think like some of these new car payments are like, I got $730 payments.
Yeah. Well, I probably will be at $700. So that if I choose like 15,000 miles.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I don't know. What do you think I should do?
I like the lease. 15,000 miles. You could start off with the unlimited miles, and then if you see that people are really driving it like that, then you could change it to put limits on the miles so you don't go over.
Yeah, that's true.
And charge them for it. But then I feel with you as far as like, you don't want to not have your car booked.
Right. I mean, and I'm open to it. Like I would be if I could price it in such a way that even if it was only rented 10 days,
Mm-hmm.
I would still get the money, and then it's not like being like rent into the ground.
I agree. Yeah. And, few trips at a more premium price, and then you'll be attracting a better renter too. Yeah. But I would meditate on it and I would keep my eye out on Turo. I would be looking at it every day to see like if the cars are what's happening on there, and keep my eye out on that one BMW and see, how many trips it's getting and stuff. You know what I mean? Like kind of look at it and see, after a week, are they still at the same number of trips, or has it, added up? Have they gotten any extra trips?
Right. Man, and I would really love to be able to do the hybrid situation, but like I said, that brings my lease, amount to more like $1,000 a month.
Right. And then what about the battery stuff too? Are you responsible for having a charging station or?
Well, no, because these are plug-in hybrids, so people don't have to charge it. But if they want to, like, drive local, like it can do both gas and electric.
Got you.
So it gives you both options. But yeah, I mean, if I was like paying $1,000 a month
for everything,
right? Like that, like after 36 months, I've already paid $36,000 towards a car.
Yeah, and then it's not even yours. I would say, yeah. I mean, at least if you were purchasing it, you're building equity in your car. And I know BMWs are really good for equity. This is my second one. And I was able to trade the one in for this one, and I got, I had equity in it, and I only had it for a year.
Yeah.
So they do hold the value.
Right. And, with all that COVID stuff, like cars gained a lot more equity than they.
Mm-hmm. And you would lose out on that if you leased.
That's
so
true.
That's the difference, because leasing really is renting.
Right.
But
I can't. I'm trying to think about like one leasing.
And two, it may not be that much of a, money maker for you to rent. I mean, you're leasing it out and you're renting it. If they're just paying the note and you're just, making a small profit.
Right.
But I mean, that's still like, $700-$800. And all you're doing is,
And then you're handing the car. I wish if you leased it came with like, someone that constantly fix your car or like.
Yeah, they're going to come with a maintenance program.
That's going to be different than if you bought it.
Most of the new cars come with maintenance programs too,
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm trying to think about it. I'm like, what would be the scenario where I'm like, oh, it makes much more sense to me to just lease this car? Because my really close friend leases her car.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but she prefers that, and I never got it. Like, I've never leased a vehicle before. I've always just
Because
bought
some
it.
people like having a new car every 2 years or so, right? And you can do that with the lease. So you can always, just keep a fresh car, but you're not building any equity or nothing like that. But some people don't mind to just, they just make the payments. They just want to rent,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And I don't really, I'm not really like super attached to having like really nice fancy cars.
Gotcha.
So I don't know that I'm trying to really sit with it. Like, what do you think?
Well, I definitely feel you should, whatever car it is that you get, and you feel good and comfortable about it. You know what I mean? Like, I know I wouldn't put my BMW on there unless I had more. If I was able to get, when I go get more of the BMWs, then I would feel okay putting it out there. But I'm not going to I like to have my own personal car because
You drive
and I do things in it. Like, I don't want to, like, I had one guy up here, Tony. He has 17 cars and he doesn't claim any of them as his own personal.
Yeah.
He drives with what's ever left over. My thing with that is that for my own personal car, like, I have my little cleaning kit in there too, because when I go to the airport, if the car's already there, I want to Windex the windows, and I need to Lysol wipe things down with it and stuff. So I have my little bucket of cleaning stuff or things in the car that I just keep in there, my charger and all that stuff. I don't want to
have to take that out all the
everything time out and not feel connected to any car. Like, I can't leave nothing in there because it may get rented out,
That's true.
That was for me. I didn't want to do that. And I like, having my own, I like having my own car.
I wonder, and that's another option for me too, is I can keep the car that I have that's paid off and, is fine. And then just get a car for Turo.
Mm-hmm. And then if you wanted, that car could go out on a hire car, or you could still, rent that car out on another platform. It don't have to necessarily be Turo, but I don't know. I think too, since you've taken care of it for so long, it drives well. But if you put it out on one of these little share platforms, and then it's like repairs. Yeah, they gonna drive it. They gonna drive it rough. They gonna get it. They gonna get it.
Like, I'm so torn. I have no idea why this thing of like choosing the right car has been such a like sticking point for me.
Because this is a big move. Like, once you do it, you doing it.
Right. And there's so many options. And I'm just like, well, which one, would make the most sense for me? Because I could see all of them. Like, I can see, any of them being okay.
Yeah. I say you can't go wrong with the SUVs because,
but then there's a million SUVs. Do I get a Volvo? Do I get a Volvo?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Toyota? Do I get a Subaru? It's just.
I say get one that's, an approachable one that's not that expensive, You
think that's where I should start?
I think what?
I said that's where you think I should start.
Yeah. That way it's not that stressful, it's something that gonna get booked out because people, looking for value. And if you have a car where you have to charge, $100 and something a day in order for it to work for you, when most of the cars that's getting rented all the time are like 80, 90, dollars, something like that, you got to be in the competition where you're at and stuff.
Right.
But you in a pretty popping town, I'm sure, and I saw all those Teslas and people spending $200, $300 to rent a car. So, any car there will work, You got options for sure.
So after all of our talk about the perfect vehicle, if you were me, what car would you get?
I would get the BMW X3. I would. You know why too? Because you go a whole year before you need an oil change. Like, the maintenance, on it is really good.
would you lease it or would you buy it? Because like the lease thing, I'm not getting any of the equity.
Yeah, that's true.
But you think it wouldn't matter because I'd be earning so much on it?
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still about the owning. So I'm kind of torn on that. You know, I'm real sad that I am torn on because I was really looking forward to what they were going to be offering on that.
Yeah, me too.
But if you just, if you're just making money, like if I'm leasing like, 4 or 5 of those and I'm making, a certain amount, $700-800, profit off of each one each month, maybe I don't necessarily care that I'm not actually owning it,
Right. I mean, if they were doing like more for the car, like they were
Right.
doing like regular
And then
maintenance,
that way, if you ain't digging it, then you can get out of it in 2 years.
right?
As
That's
opposed to you go by and you're like, well, I ain't really like this. This ain't really for me. And now you stuck, with
right.
these cars,
Because like where this leads me, if I'm literally just going to get an affordable vehicle that is, accessible and a decent enough price, is now I'm back at the Toyota, either the RAV4 or the Venza.
Yeah.
Because that's the only vehicle I can get that's going to be a hybrid, and be all-wheel drive, and be under $50,000.
Yeah.
But those are not my favorite cars.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I say write them each one down, have its own little list of the pros and cons. And then again, always refer back to the Turo platform and see what the other cars are doing. See what these hosts are doing too. You know what I mean? See what's going on with them. See who's got the 5 stars and look at the cars that they got and stuff and see those trips. That makes a difference too. Like, yeah, you got these cars, but it's not really rented out. Like, every time I look at it, it's the trips aren't moving. You still
right.
you started with 30 trips. Yeah. Check that out and see.
And I guess, if it's like a situation where it's like, I'm not really driving this car, so it doesn't really matter how I feel about it. If the best option really is like a Toyota,
yeah,
then, who cares?
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is a serious choice you got to think about,
I know.
Serious choice.
But for a while, I wanted to trade it in for a Lexus because there are the Lexus hybrid vehicles.
Okay.
But then everyone was like, "Oh, that thing's never gonna rent out because nobody's gonna be checking for that."
Oh, people check for everything. Like I don't see, because I did end up putting another Mustang on there, and it's getting booked. Like, especially it gets booked twice in one day. This lady's dropping it back off, and I have like 3 hours to wash it and get it to the airport for some guy who wants to drive it. So I didn't think, that the Mustangs were going to do well on there. Cause I was like, well, nobody's going to want to, pay this money for this, or, it's not going to work. But, all the cars, all those cars that's out there, even ones that I'm like, dang, this is expensive. They may not get booked a lot, but these people they're getting booked.
Yeah.
It's working. It is working. So I feel like any car will work. Car will work.
Well, I hear that like people, they want like a wow factor when they're renting a car on Turo. Like they want something exciting that they can't.
Some people are renting for that. Some people are renting because they need to rent a car, and no, really, you got 2 types of renters. Some people are like trying to go for the experience. Some people just don't have a car and they need a car. Some people are on vacation and they're trying to save money, and they're not necessarily wanting this big experience. Some people do want the experience, but it's more people that just need the car that's trying to get an affordable, approachable car than the people that want the experience. And then it may take you a time to build up the clientele of the people that renting these type of cars and stuff like that. So I say in order to really feel successful, coming in with a an approachable car is the best way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because for sure, it's more people that are one that will rent that because it's what they need.
Right. And that's easy too. I can then just trade my car in, get this Turo car since I don't drive, and just see how it does without like a lot of burden. But
Right.
it's so hard though, because I feel like, like, should I just lease? Should I buy? And it sounds like what I'm hearing from you is that it might make sense to just buy something to start, see where it goes.
Yeah. And then too, if you look at it, if the BMW is going to be close around whatever you can pay for these Toyotas, I would just go for the BMW.
Well, now the BMW is like twice the amount of a Toyota. Like
it is? Okay.
These Toyotas are 35,000, 40,000.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I would go for that Toyota, and that will be getting rented out all the time. People will rent it for longer times too. If you get some more more high end cars, if people that want the experience, they not necessarily wanting the experience for a week. They may just want a date night or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I know. Just Turo car so you can try to impress someone for the night.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have that, or maybe the weekend or something like that. But as far as the other one, you may get the person that's going to rent it for a week, 2 weeks, or if somebody want a long trip or something like that. But to me, I think if you really want to feel like you're doing something and it's working without feeling scared, the Toyota is something would be the safer way to go.
Because I feel like the Toyota's like super lame, but
hey, I got a Ford Edge and 3 of them because when I got the first one, that was the one that was boom, 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 just kept staying booked. Booked. Yeah.
And how did you decide on the Ford Edge? Like, that seems like such
the manager at the car dealership, he came in, he did a little research on Turo, so he said, okay, so he helped me pick the fleet. He said they told me to get all white, get the white cars, and get the Ford Explorer because it had the 3rd row seating for the people that that bring a family. Right. So get the Ford Edge because it's an SUV, and like the traveling executives, even families would want to drive that. And then get this Mustang. It's going to be your fancy type car. So I got the 3 according to that spread.
But so you never drove a Ford Edge really before you got the car. Maybe I need to get a Ford Edge.
I love the Ford Edge. It's a really nice car. Like I said, they're all-wheel drive. And it's it got all of the features. It's super fancy. It's super safe.
Yeah.
They have the road lane.
Ford Edges around.
Yeah. Ford. Yeah. They're all, I never even heard of them before until I bought them. And now that's all I see. I'm like, wow, good heavens.
Wow.
Yeah. And Ford's a good company, it's a good company, and it's got a lot of history behind it. And I know they've got some little shaky stuff happening stuff too with all their little recalls. But
I can get a 2020 Ford Edge for $20,000.
Oh
yeah.
Hook it up.
I know, it's so weird. I would have never thought myself as someone who would buy a Ford Edge, but
yeah, shoot, get that. I'm telling you, that Edge it's the business. People like it. It's it stays booked. It stays booked. Yeah.
Well, I guess I could also get the Ford Escape, which is like a hybrid. So then
I got one of those too, and that one took off because it's even less expensive. And like I said, people want to save money, so that one gets booked out. That's the one that got the 5 weeks, and it's not even back, and it's already got 3 more trips already booked out for when it gets back. So that if you can find the Escape, a Ford Edge or Escape, get the Escape because you'll get more bang for your buck.
Really?
Yeah, people book that out. But the Edge to me is more sophisticated. So if you want to impress more people,
right? Well, so the
But
funny thing is, like, the Ford Edge is almost the same amount as the Toyota RAV4. So I'm wondering, I feel
really,
like I would get more value
well
from
then
the
go for the Toyota because it has a better people like the whatever
I
they
feel like it's
into
more reliable a little bit. But the Ford
um
Escape is half the price of the Toyota.
yeah, Toyotas are better cars, unfortunately than the Fords. They have most of them have longer lifespans and stuff like that. But like I said, I haven't had any problems with them, and I like the Ford Pass that it had. There's a nice app on it. I'm not sure what type of app Toyota has, but I'm sure they probably up to date with their stuff too. So
Yeah, and I may be able to get a little discount on the Ford. Maybe get
I
like,
would check out each one. You know what I mean?
yeah, because really, yeah, because there's a Ford here, plug-in hybrid, but this
Uh-huh.
one's 46,500. So, but it's 2022. Wait, was that a Ford Escape, Ford Edge?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the next Escape. Yeah, so they're comparable. They're pretty much, and of course, it's just a list price, so it'd probably be cheaper once you get there. But they're about the same amount as like
Right.
a Toyota hybrid. But those are plug-in hybrids, and Toyota does not have the plug-in hybrids anymore.
Oh, the plugins are the ones where you have to have the station.
Well, yeah, but these come with the thing in the back, and you can plug it into pretty much any lot, I guess.
Okay. Okay. So you'd have to train the what do you do? Give a tutorial on the people that's gonna rent it.
My guess, yeah, maybe that
Yeah.
would be too complicated.
Oh. I don't know, like when I was putting my convertible on there, I did send like a little video to show the people how to take the top down
Hmm.
because I was worried about that somebody was going to mess up my top.
I would be worried about that too. I
Yeah.
mean, I could trade in my car because I drive a Toyota Highlander for another
Hmm.
Toyota Highlander.
Okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, well, I guess it's not about me because I'm like, people always think I'm driving around in a minivan. Not very cool. And so,
Oh, okay, because of the shape. But
yeah,
that's considered an SUV though.
it is an SUV, but just
Yeah.
because it's like long and it's a little bit lower, people like to make fun of me and say I'm driving in a
Uh-huh.
minivan.
Well, they can make fun of you while you're going to the bank.
That's right, exactly. One freaking Toyota
Yes.
at a time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Shoot.
I'm getting the sense from you that you think the vehicle that might be best for me might be the Toyota RAV4 because it does meet the need of it being a hybrid at least.
In the name Toyota, it carries more weight than the Ford.
Right. People do
People have
feel
a bad taste when they hear Ford. They think about all those recalls. A
right.
Ford,
Right. They're like, is it gonna be reliable? That's their first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Ford, we still have to kind of touch up their reputation a little bit.
Right.
Toyota, people hear that, instant reckoning. People, oh, you got guitar, you got Toyota,
Right. People say,
Hondas,
I'm gonna be
Toyota.
safe and sound. This is gonna get me
Yeah,
from point A to point B.
yeah, 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 yeah. And then you could justify, charging up for that. People
Yeah.
like that Toyota. And let's see,
If I could get
did we
something
see a
If I get
bunch of
something
them?
that's like 40,000 or less and just trade my car in, I feel like that would be because then at that point, if I'm doing that, then I would try to see how much I have to do for.
Now here go okay because it's a Hummer. I'm about to say here I see a 2009 Hummer on here.
I feel like, yeah, maybe. I think 2008 is like the cutoff.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because 9 would be 10, 11, 12. It's 12 years, right? Yeah,
Right.
okay. Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I know, right? How sad.
Yeah, you just came just a little bit too short.
I know. If I would have started this last year, it would have been just in time to use my old
Yeah,
car.
and then they would have kept it in there too. I think they said if it was in before a certain time, something like that, before the age cutoff, long as the miles and all that stuff was
Well, yeah.
still
And the other
good.
thing is my car is over 200,000 miles are on it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you need to go on and get up here. So here's a 22 BMW X5. They only getting 112 for it, and it's only had 2 trips.
Oh, see.
Let's see when they started on this. Okay, but they only started in August, so.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good then. And they got 2 good reviews here, so it could possibly, yep, 2 5 stars too.
Okay, I'm going to show you a vehicle. It looks kind of goofy to me, but I've heard other Turo people say that like if you get a car that's like in a goofy color, people prefer it because it's more like.
That's true. Yeah. If it looks all quirky and you put some stuff up in there, you know.
People don't want a quirky car, at least like not for a daily driver, but I guess if you're just on vacation.
Okay, is this it here? Let me see if it'll let me click on it.
It's high. It's like 51,000, but it's been up for a while.
Wow. So this is the RAV4?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can share. Let me see if I could share this on the screen here.
That's kind of a fun car, right?
Right. Are you, am I sharing? No. Let me see here.
Yeah, you're sharing. I can see it.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Oh, yeah. That is super cute. I like the color too. So you said how much this is?
It's listed for like 51,000, but that seems high to me. I feel like they could probably be talked down a little bit, right? Because it's got a lot more bells and whistles than most people would need.
Yeah, I know. So I'm saying it'd probably be even more expensive once you finish getting all the bells. So this is probably going to end up being about $60,000. No, let's see, 51. Yeah, right. Probably about 56, 57. Once you get going. So that definitely is going to run you about $800 a month.
Wait, why do you think this is going to be more?
For 51 for a payment on?
We don't have sales tax here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So usually the list price is the price that you pay. Sometimes I can get a little bit cheaper.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, even if it's like 45 or so, that's still about a $700 payment.
Is it? Oh my gosh. It has a smart key system.
Wow. Yeah, it's super nice. It's got all the bells and whistles in there. So, yeah. So how much I wonder what that would rent for? I haven't seen any car like that.
I know, because there are RAV4s on there, but not cool like this one.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. You have to make you a choice and go all in on something.
I know. I've been telling myself that like my max is like 40,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
Like
okay.
Reasonable amount.
Yeah. You should be able to find something, for that. Keep your eye open. You got a trade in and a plan, like what you trying to get on there, and you going for SUV and go from there. So and you say you already have parking, you have to pay for parking?
I pay for parking, yeah, because of where I live.
Wow.
I know. Parking is very.
Yeah, like I said, I'm originally from Los Angeles, so I don't really miss that. I know every time I go back, the parking gets worse and worse.
I know. Nowhere to park.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to come out here to the South and get you some space and get,
Exactly.
It's been such a game changer for me. I love it. I feel like a big fish in a small pond. Anything that I want to do, I'm able to do it here because it's easy to do whatever you want to do. You just have to do something because, especially we come from the West Coast where people are a little bit more active and go get it type stuff. Here is more laid back. So you come bring that same type of energy. You're going to be a beast out here, be killing it because, people aren't bringing that same energy.
That's true. I know. I'd be curious about the community.
What do you mean, like the people?
Yeah, like if I would find community.
Yeah, I mean communities where you got a lot of family out there or something.
No, but you know what I mean. Like if I find a lot of people that feel relatable and like they enjoy doing the same things.
Yeah, the people out here are just, they a little it's a little slow. And I actually didn't really understand what the word slow. I mean, like when people would come visit me in LA and be like, "Oh, it's so fast out here." I didn't. What do you mean fast? Till I
Right.
moved out here and saw what what they mean by slow. I mean slow. There's like, yeah, we just taking our time here. We not trying to rush.
I love that
We,
though.
yeah,
Seems
but
healthy.
it was hard for me to kind of try to slow down because like I'm used to like, hey, this is what we're getting down here, just keep it moving. But no, they don't like that kind of stuff out here. They want you to take it easy and kind of relax. So but if you used to like things popping and moving really quick, this could be kind of a, you know um it could be it could be kind of a shock to come and have to really slow down, like. But
Yeah, and I guess I'd be curious what people like do for fun. Do they like go to listen to lectures or talks or go to museums?
Yeah, we got a lot of that out here. There's lots of museums, stuff like that. Really, it's not a big nighttime life, nothing out here. But if you looking to start a business, like, which me and my sister, we were into like starting a business and bringing a lot of the LA flair out here. We want to start a coffee shop and do those kind of things. There's
Oh my
lots. Yeah,
god.
there's a lot of opportunity here, but not that many people. So we got to drum up the people, get them excited about stuff, because a lot of times people here, they just kind of do their own thing. Not a lot of people, it's not a lot of fun stuff happening. You got to kind of create it and bring it out there, and people will come. But
I love that your sister's there with you and she shares in your dreams.
yeah, well, she was the one that got us out here. She she moved. She had a job years ago where she traveled a lot, and she said that Black people were doing good in the South, and I was like, what? Coming from the West Coast, we don't hear a lot of good things about the South as far as like treatment to Black people. We hear like we out here getting lynched, just having, So I was worried. I was like, when she told me she was she was tired of the rat race and she was moving, I was like, okay, have fun. So it was about maybe 7 years later that I was like, I'm tired of this rat race, and threw in the towel and came out here. And she was right. It was like the best thing that I ever did. I don't think I would have been able to accomplish all the things that I'm doing out here if I'd stayed there, because it's so expensive to live, and it's hard to get ahead and stuff, and pretty much like just working to pay the rent, to pay, I would
Yeah.
have never been able to buy a house out there, because when I left, by that time, there was no 200,000 mortgages. Everything was 400,000 or 500,000, for a mortgage to live, in
Yeah.
in the gang area. So it wasn't, but I come out here and I can buy a big house, and I have money to vacation. I
I
could,
love that.
yeah, it's definitely a great spot to start over. And I'm
Mm.
a real estate license too, so I can sell you a house. I get you
Oh,
set
you have
up.
your real estate license huge for Alabama.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
you really have made it home in so many ways.
Exactly. I mean, you can do so many different things here, because it's not that many people trying to do anything. So if you have some ambition, you can do it. It's not that
Well,
much competition.
we'll have to work on some activities together because I do love that Oregon is a sales tax free state. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that
how,
sounds smart too. And
you
I've
know,
never been to Oregon. I'd like to come out there and
oh, you
take a
have
look
to come.
around.
We'll have to
Yeah,
work from
yeah.
coast to coast.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I can invite you out here and show you around and stuff.
I would love that.
Are you married?
No, not married, no children, just me by my little old self. I had
Oh,
to move to Oregon
yeah,
for
come out here
work.
and get some of these Southern men.
Oh my God.
they'll they'll cuff you up.
Really?
Yeah, you'll be expected to cook.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's how I normally lose them.
Oh, without cooking? Oh.
Yeah, because I'm such a terrible cook. I mean, not a lot of people
But
can
the good
understand
thing is, a lot of these they call them country boys. A lot of these country boys like cooking.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we could both try to get something.
Yep. Yeah, shoot. You get with one of them and work it out. Like, you know what I mean? Shoot.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
a man that's cooked. Just to leave it
Mm-hmm. Some of them real good and they actually enjoy cooking, you know.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to like meet a chef or someone that's like a cook or that enjoys cooking, because it's not my area.
Yeah. Yeah. I like now I don't do too much cooking because all my kids are grown and gone, but I
you
enjoy
a mom?
cooking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You a mom?
Yeah. Are you joking? Yeah. I look, kids is overrated, so yeah. It's overrated.
Do your kids know that? Do your kids know that that's how you feel? That you're
Oh yeah, I tell them that all the time. Oh, I tell them that all the time. Well, you know, I did. You know, I used to tell them too. I was like, you know, the law only requires me to do this for 18 years. So I was encouraging them, you know, make sure you go to college and get you a real degree. Don't be getting these little bull crap ones where it's not going to generate no money, because I don't want to be taking care of y'all for forever. I want to have, you know, I want to be able to splurge on myself. So this last year, I went back to work as a travel nurse, and they was paying us a whole bunch of money. So that was the first time that I was making all this money, and I didn't have any kids to have to spend any money. I was getting the whole check to myself, and it felt good.
I know. Wow, the first time? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you were raising
yeah, I was having a much fun too. But you know, I was showering friends and family with stuff. I was making it rain on people because you know, yeah. Yep. So that was always fun. But yes.
Well, I'm hoping to become a homeowner. So I think I told you this during our last talk, but like I had bought a property a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but like 2020. And it was like I had a boyfriend that lived close to that area at the time, but we ended up going to this like wedding in India, and I went to Bali, and the whole thing fell apart. Fell apart. So I made a couple phone calls, managed to list the place, and it sold in like a month. And I had only paid, and like this was just like bare land, right? So I paid 112 for it, and I got 200,000 for it. Ooh, but they didn't have the money, so I had to carry the note. So for 3 years, they've been paying $1,000 a month at 10% interest.
Oh, okay.
A $20,000 balloon payment every year, and this year they make their final payment of like $70,000.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it turned out to be this huge blessing. But the thing is, I didn't end up buying something quick, so I couldn't do the 1031 exchange. So I have
okay, gotcha.
And then I have another tax bill because I got the student loan forgiveness. So it's going to look like I earned like $300,000 this year, even though I don't have any money.
Oh, okay.
Trying to figure out what's going on, but you know, I still come out ahead. But I wish I didn't have to pay taxes on top of it.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm still really thinking about what next to do with my situation financially. Like if I could just wave a magic wand, do this, I would do Turo, and I would hope to sort of, I mean, if I could earn like $500, if I could earn like $700 a month. Seems
well, since you have a little experience with real estate, had you ever thought about like maybe buying some property in another state
where for sure,
where it's not that expensive? And
for sure, like I would love to buy a multi-unit. Like, and right now, I mean, interest rates are high, but like the real estate's gotten really stagnant here in Oregon. Because
has it?
Yeah, people are afraid. They don't want to buy anything right now because they're scared. They don't know if things keep going down because like it's
I know people leaving out of California too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely leaving out of California. So I'm kind of like been watching it a little bit. I mean, my best case, if again with this magic wand, my payout comes in March. My payout. So I would then, and my lease is up, and my place is like June or July or something. So I would buy something, in like March or April when I got that money. And then I would, you know, do like a owner occupancy loan for the 3 units, for like a 3-unit or like a 2-unit.
Yeah.
And then I would just rent out the other one, or, you know, try to do a short-term rental. Like that'd be like my dream.
Yeah. Airbnb.
Right, exactly.
Right, because that was my original plan. But there's a big learning curve on there, and a lot of these real estate investors and stuff, or even some of these little so-called funding industry people, they take advantage and will, I got scammed out of a lot of money, and I was like, okay, so now here's all my, big chunks of money. What can I do now that's going to be a business that's not going to cost that much to get started? So that's when I chose the Turo, because
and I love that how you've done Turo, because you've managed to get all these cars with very little upfront money.
Yeah. That was a big blessing, because now all of a sudden it just puts like I'm getting more business money too, because they're seeing like, oh, she's growing this fleet, So I got QuickBooks gave me some money, and then PayPal gave me a new credit card and stuff like that for the business.
Right.
So that's what's really been helping me, because like I said, you don't really earn a lot of money in the beginning of a business. You got have to like kind of wait and just let it start adding up, and you start getting more profits and stuff in the long run. But it's I got a business. It didn't cost me a whole bunch to get in there, and it's something that I'm actually working, put my hands to, and money's coming.
I love that.
Yeah, I like that too. I'm getting these deposits, all that stuff too. So now my bank is looking at me different. It's like, oh, okay, this lady's, generating some money. This business is working. So, you start building and building and building. And then you're able to go a lot faster when you can leverage, that business credit like that. It's been very helpful.
I still need to take your advice and do the LLC, because I've been debating on like when's the best time for me to start with this. Like part of me is like,
yesterday.
Part of me is like, maybe I should do December because I have more time. I won't be working and stuff. But then the other part of me is like, oh, well, maybe I should start sooner. Like
even if you don't do anything with it, just getting it registered, and having that EIN number. Now you're a legitimate business. So when these companies they're gonna ask you, when did your business start? So you're gonna have to give a month and year.
Right.
So if you wait, it's always gonna just be further and further away. Right. And then at least if you get started today, that's the birth date of your business. And like I said, once you open up your business checking account, if you go to like a Wells Fargo or Bank of America, whatever the major banks are, most of the time they offer you a business credit card. And if you already have good personal credit, you're pretty much guaranteed to get at least 5,000.
And I do have 10,000 credit card right now through Chase Sapphire.
Okay. Oh yeah.
The real estate thing. But yeah, no, I should do that, because it's something that I'm like, oh, I should do this, but I don't have a name. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so I've not been super proactive about it.
Right. It's all good. Just get it started. You know what I mean? Just get it started.
And I love your model too for how you did your business, because I feel like if I was being super smart, I would just get a car that's like under 20,000, maybe even two of them, that are not like, that I'm not going to be like super worried about someone stealing or bothering or, doing anything to necessarily, and just put them out. But I think the other thing that I'm concerned about is the time, because I'm afraid that like it's going to become a big time suck.
Right. Because, okay, so if you have just the one car, once you've washed it and it's clean, it's just, it's ready to go. Right. And after that, there's the work only comes when the cars come back and they need to be cleaned and, put back out there. But once that's done, it's done, And if you only have one car, it shouldn't take, too much of your time to just flip over one car.
Well, I think I'm like thinking about like people picking up and dropping off. Like it seems like that happens like all the time, and you need to be, relatively
right. That's when this thing comes in handy, and then you text them the code once they verify themselves, and then you can do contactless, pick up and delivery.
Right, and I can just keep the car on the street.
You can park the car wherever your spot is at. You put this in the window. When
Right.
they get to the car, they take the selfie of themselves with the car in the background. You check to see, oh, this is the person that's supposed to get it. You text them the code. They boom, 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 get the key out. They enjoy their trip and they go. You didn't have to worry about going to meet nobody or do
I
any of
love
those
that.
things.
'Cause someone else I spoke to told me that they always have to like drive around and try to deliver the car to people as a service.
Yeah,
If you don't deliver it, you're not gonna get any bookings. And I was like, oh my God, I don't see myself like taking time off from work, even though I work from home, to like be driving
right.
around.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then if they're late, they're not there to, pick you up or meet you to get the keys and all that stuff. I vote for, a drop off spot. Like I don't want to set aside time out of my day to meet a guest or give them a key or something like that.
Mm-mm.
Especially or even pick the car up. Like I don't want to be waiting to pick the car up. I want them to just, drop it off and I can come get it at, when I'm ready for it or something like that, and they
Right.
can pick it up too. But the good thing about that too, you can always set your schedule, your calendar, to say that I'm only gonna work on or have the cars available from this to that,
Mm.
and that's when you may of course hurt your bookings if you're not available that often, but you totally can, make your own hours with this, make your
Well, you know
own
what I could do if I really wanted to just like get going and like make life super easy for myself?
Mm-hmm.
I could just get like a little dinky SUV that people can just, I mean, not SUV, an SUV if one's available.
Mm-hmm.
Get like something under $20,000, get two of them and just let them go.
Yeah, you sure could.
And then that's easy. I think I'm like, oh, what if I get something that's like, like two little Toyota Corollas or something, and then nobody rents it. But
Oh, somebody's gonna rent it.
yeah,
Somebody's gonna rent it. You put a car out there, somebody's is definitely going to rent it. So,
well, I
but
can't seem to find
definitely,
it that cheap, anyways.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's any more $20,000 cars out there after this pandemic. These used cars are ultra expensive. Like you probably sitting on the gold mine with your 2009.
I know. I mean, and it
Uh,
drives like a charm. Like
yeah.
it's got all the upgrades and all the fancy stuff in it,
Mm.
backup cameras and all the stuff that was like that are still in cars today.
Wow. Okay. Shoot.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. They may make an exception for you on
I
that one.
know,
You
right? And
tell them
like,
how good the car is.
I wish. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess so. Like, if I got this, I mean, if I really just wanted to get something, like, I would never normally purchase a car like this, but it's like a little 2021 Toyota Corolla hybrid electric sedan. It's $30,000.
Okay, that's good. That sounds like a good price.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have all-wheel drive, which most people that come to Oregon really want to.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, don't do that then, because I always go back to the one guest host that had come up here, Tony. He says he has 17 cars, and he's in Kentucky, and
Mm,
they have the weather where it snows, and so the majority of his cars are these little high performance cars, a Scat Pack, and these um, Challengers and convertible Camaros and Mustangs. So when the winter time comes, he says that he has to put those cars on hold because they're not all-wheel drive.
mm,
So imagine if you got a car that you can't even rent out. That means you're going to be responsible for making the payment and you can't even make any money off of it. So I
right.
would not, if I live in a state where it's weather and there's, times where a car can't be driven, I would not get a car like that. I would get a car that can be used, rented out year round,
Yeah.
especially if
And
it's my only car.
right, exactly. And I feel so bad. I feel like I have like chatted your head off and I'm still not sure which car to get.
Oh, it's all good because I'm still not sure. You know what I mean? I'm still not sure. I feel very lucky and blessed that, when they told me the SUVs and stuff to get after I saw what the cars were really doing. I'm looking at my own analytics. I knew that the Edge was the better SUV. It did better than the Explorer, and all of that.
And your Explorer is still listed though, right?
Uh-huh. I have two Explorers. When I went back to get the more cars, I got two Edges, another Explorer, an Escape, and the Ford Mustang, another Ford Mustang.
Wow.
So
Oh my
yeah,
God. You're
and
really
those,
into Fords for this.
yeah, I like having all of the Fords. Like I got 95% of the Fords in this area. There's
Wow.
one
And then you
lady that
only need
has,
one mechanic.
what's that?
Then you only need one mechanic, you know.
Yeah, and I got the maintenance package on all of the cars too. So the app told me it was time for the White Explorer to get the oil change and tire rotation. So I just do everything in the app, and just, it handles everything. So I feel confident, like, I know the cars are safe, and I know when there's something that needs to be done to it, it's going to alert me. So I'm not worried about, making sure that the cars are in good tip top shape. Things get rolling pretty good. So,
Yeah, I mean, I keep coming back to this Toyota RAV4 as the best option.
yeah, I see that for you.
You do?
Yeah.
I mean, because I do love the Subarus, and I know that Subarus are really popular here, but at the
Oh, well,
same
then get the Subaru.
I
I
know,
had a Subaru. It was the best car that I had. Didn't have no problem. It was old too. It was a 1997 Subaru Outback 5-speed, and I love that car. I
I
really did
know.
love
And
the
I thought
car.
about Subarus, but then they don't have any that are hybrids, which I'm not
Yeah, that's true.
attached to, but I'm like, oh, if I could at least try to
Yeah,
support manufacturers. And people have told me to let go of the hybrid thing. They're like, this is your business. Like, you're not supposed to be like buying all this stuff, trying to be super ethical. It's not
yeah.
about trying to be ethical, but you're like, you need to do what makes most financial sense. But, I do feel like,
Yeah, you still have to feel good about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, I would feel better about getting a hybrid over, some other vehicles.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I would do. If that's how I felt. That's what I would do. And then don't spend too much time, thinking about it too. To think about, you know, what it is about the Turo that's making you think that it's what you want to do. Especially when you were thinking about real estate and all that stuff. Like, what is it about Turo that's
Well,
attracting you?
Turo just makes sense for me because I already have to pay all the expenses associated with having a vehicle, but I don't drive really. But I like to know that,
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
an emergency, I can just jump in a car and like get out. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I guess I wouldn't be able to if my Turo car was rented. But there's
but
a
you
little
could
bit
still look ahead and put it, reserve it for the time that you do need it.
of, right.
Like if
Like,
we
if
want
there's
to
like a
go
natural
for a far
disaster.
trip, I'll just reserve one of the Explorers so we can all ride together and something like that.
Yeah, and
But
I mean, like, if there was like a natural disaster or something,
okay, gotcha.
drive out.
Yeah,
If my car wasn't rented.
yeah. Be like,
uh,
oh, can
I
you
know.
bring
I'm
my
like,
car back?
oh, I know. Hey, I didn't see that we were going to have a wildfire today. I really would
I
love to
know.
have that car. Out of
I'm
town.
gonna need that.
I know,
Yeah. So.
but yeah, but maybe by that point, by next summer, I'll have multiple cars, and they will all be rented out at the same time or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then like I said, you can always just keep kind of reserve one for yourself and look ahead to see like which ones aren't renting. But I'm always for it, keep one for yourself.
Yeah.
But you say you don't really use your car too much anyway. So
No,
if
I have
I
to.
were you, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just get the car and try to keep it out there for as long as possible. I mean, as long as anybody need it and they paying, go for it. And I don't need it, I'm good for it. Just let it all hang out.
I wish I
But
had you
yeah,
to just be like, Danielle, get this car, and that car. I wish I could.
But I would tell you to get 3. Get 2 SUVs in a car.
Well, the other thing too was like the Toyota RAV4s right now. They have there's a promotion where they're at 2.49% interest.
Okay, that's
until
good.
the end of October.
Okay, that's awesome. You probably won't find that anyplace else.
I've seen like 3% interest elsewhere, like Honda or something, but 2.49.
Yeah.
So there's something there where I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of nice,
Yeah. So then what would stop you from getting more than one then?
I think just the amount of like time I'd have to devote to it. But like you said, it actually isn't that much time because I can just.
It really isn't. Yeah.
I can just have the cars parked on the street. I can get street parking for those vehicles. I mean.
Yeah, that's right. You got to think about parking because, like I said, out here is really laid back and there's not that many people. So I'm not paying for the parking at the local Office Depot. I'm just sneaking it, and nobody says anything.
At like Office Depot or something, that'd be different. But if I park like somewhere like in my neighborhood,
But I'm saying they may tow you at Office Depot. They're like, hey, this car's been here overnight.
Yeah, that's true.
Like here, nobody cares. They don't tow cars.
We have a lot of like car theft, so that would be the thing.
Oh, okay, got you.
People jumping in trying to,
Wow. Okay, I didn't think about that.
My friend, she has a Toyota Venza, and someone reached in and stole. I don't know what the thing is that they always are trying to take. It's some kind of special catalytic converter. That's the thing people keep trying to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't. Places are different and stuff like that. So I feel blessed that I'm able to get away with, sneaking the cars over there. But I feel like, they're not there all the time because people come by and pick them up there and they're rented. So they just come back. I bring them home, wash them, and then park them back there. And then for the most part, they, somebody rents it out. So I'm not taking up, hogging up anybody's parking spaces. It's a little shopping center, so it's multiple little spots up in there, and like I said, it's never like it's super crowded or I'm taking up anybody's space. But when and if they do get me, I have to come up with something else. Maybe I'll offer to pay them some money or something like that.
They're probably happy to have you doing that because now people
I'm sure.
Up there and then they're like, oh, well, I can just grab what I've been looking for from Office Depot.
Yeah, true.
It's like with the, it's like how Walmart benefits or used to benefit from having people camp overnight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's y'all's Walmart out there on the West Coast.
Well, they had to stop that. They stopped it. They used to
they did? Okay.
Yeah. Because after the fires and stuff, people were like literally camping for long periods of time. And so then they stopped.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
we're starting to get more homeless people out here too. But when I first went out here, there were no homeless. Like people didn't know what that was. And I'm coming from LA where we got we got Skid Row. Homeless people ain't no thing to me. So I'm used to like ignoring them, walking around, don't really give a hoot. But these people, they was like, can I help you? Stopping to help the homeless. I was like,
I thought that they just threw all the homeless people in jail in the South.
No, it be families out here. So for the most part, people go stay with their family and stuff. They don't, now it's starting to get more transient and stuff out here. But when I first moved out here, there was no homeless people. Like if people take care of their family. Like somebody gonna go get Uncle Jack. Somebody ain't gonna just let grandma be on the street.
Being homeless in the is usually like a criminal offense. Like they're not gonna let people just stay on the street.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, they're like, hey, something's wrong. They're gonna go try to rescue you.
Right, or like usually people that are on the street are doing drugs, and so that'll get them put in prison or whatever else. So they always are,
Oh, okay, yeah. Nice. It's slow out here. Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not necessarily, people outside of the West Coast aren't necessarily known for how compassionate they are to people.
You know why? It's because it's so many people. You don't have, it's too many people for you to be compassionate. I mean, I know that sounds really cruel, but
no, I mean that they are
don't have
compassionate.
time.
In the South, like they will put you in jail for being homeless. Like it's not something that's allowable.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they don't have any sympathy for that. Like
that's true, because they started telling us not to help these ones that, because they're out here now with these signs and stuff, and so they're saying don't do it because for whatever is worth, they don't have crosswalks out here. There's no crosswalks.
They don't like
in
pedestrians.
2022.
Yeah, they don't like pedestrians.
Yeah. And people were still getting slain on the road here, like ran down like dogs in the street out here. And I'm like, how is this 2022 and there's still no crosswalks? Like, how many people gotta die before y'all do something here? But you know, so they're saying not to give them money because they're getting hit by cars, because they don't even look. They just come running out there with the sign and get them the money and stuff. It's
horrible.
like, yeah, it is.
That is so sad.
Yeah, it's getting kind of, you know, sticky out here, but
that makes me so sad.
Yeah, but yeah, it's, what can you do? This is not the place for it. But you would think that, you know, they would start to like try to put some you know, crosswalks in here to help people cross the streets.
No, because it's going to be like, you know, like California, you know, they try to do all the stuff for people that are homeless, and they're like, oh, you're encouraging people to be homeless by helping them. You know, you're making it too comfortable for homeless people.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it.
Because nowadays nobody want to work because they are making it comfortable, you know.
Well, and most people that are homeless is because they actually have like severe mental health issues, and that's like a bigger issue to
that's true.
try to address, or they are drug addicted, which is difficult. And so
right. Yeah, they have issues for sure.
Yeah,
and it's not enough programs out there for the mentally for the mental people, and that's why a lot of them are on the drugs, because they're just self-medicating. You know what I mean? Exactly. But yeah, it usually starts with some type of mental something.
I know. It's so sad. And like, you know, at least Skid Row, they have each other, they have some community. I mean, like, you know how it is on the West Coast, someone can literally have like a needle in their arm and people just be like, leave him alone, you know.
Yeah. That's his needle. Don't mess up his high.
Or like, you know, like he's suffering, you know, it's not don't bother him.
He's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Let him sleep it off.
That was happening like someplace else. They would just like throw him like right in the paddy wagon, like immediately.
Yeah. For sure. Well, I sure thank you for coming up here.
Maybe you'll think about me overnight, and maybe you'll be like, Danielle,
get the Toyota RAV4.
I know, get the Toyota RAV4.
I think that's a good move there. You know how I feel about the SUVs.
And I mean, they have that low interest rate sort of thing, so that's a little more incentive too. Not crazy about RAV4s, but they are reliable. They are.
Yeah. And too, this is like the end of this is the last quarter, so they're going to be trying to get rid of all this inventory. You know, you might be able to come up, you know, be like, I may be able to
save a few $1,000s and get a decent, you know, trade-in value going from Toyota.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and get that note nice and small to where it's like all great and most of its profit. You know what I mean?
Yep. I would love to,
after 2 trips, you know, everything else after that, you know.
I'd love to have like a payment that's like $300 a month.
Oh, I know. I remember those days.
I know, right?
I don't know. I'll hope for you, Danielle, but I don't know. I think them days for those payments is gone.
Yeah. Well, maybe between my trade-in and a low interest rate.
That's true. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it positive for you. You know, let you get what you need and stuff, and make all.
Ideally, I wouldn't spend like over $25,000 on a car, which is why we talked about the Volkswagen Taos the last time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I had someone talk me out of it, and they were like, "Oh, why is it so cheap? Is it like super unreliable or something? And I said, well, it's a new vehicle that's just released, this year. So it's just
Yeah.
the brand recognition maybe. But they were like, oh, something must be wrong with it if it's that price.
But it's a Volkswagen, so it's got a good name,
Right.
and
It's
it's
gotta be
new.
somewhat reliable, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just take with a grain of salt,
Right.
especially the people that's not doing the business,
Right. And that's
or
the hard part for me is like with cars, I know nothing about cars. So I'm like,
mhm,
I feel like I'm totally out of my element with trying to
right.
choose the
I
best.
feel you because I'm just getting into cars. I didn't know anything about them either. Reason why I'm not trying to, get something older or used where I have to know signs and symptoms.
Right, exactly. Do all the diagnostics and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm really not trying to do all of that, but yeah, it's all good, so don't overthink it, be ready. And then two, what don't kill you make you stronger.
Right. I mean, if the worst thing is that I'm stuck with a car, and I lose money on a vehicle, that's not like a big
Exactly.
loss.
And you won't lose money on the view. You'll just make the notes and make it work. And then, like I said, there's always different. Some like you may have a friend, a family, somebody who you could rent that car to, to make it, make that note on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then worst case scenario, you got a job. You just pay the note.
Right. Exactly.
But I don't
But if
think
I
you
buy a
have
car that
any
I don't really
problem.
want, then I'm like, oh shoot, I should have just gotten the car that I really did want.
Yeah, that's you do that then. Make sure you get the car that you want.
What car do I want?
Yeah. Maybe you might need to test drive a couple too. And then try not to be totally partial onto what you want because again, think about this is going out there to make some money. But
Right.
still you want something that like I wouldn't mind driving any one of these Fords that I have. Like I love when it's I have to drive the Mustang because I have to try to be a little sporty in it.
Right.
But
But you prefer driving a BMW.
wait, what'd you say?
You prefer driving a BMW of like
Of
giving it.
course, I'm gonna prefer that, but I still enjoy when I'm inside the Mustangs are fun cars to drive, and I enjoy the Edge. It has all the little bells and whistles, and the Explorer. It's very nice. It's nice and huge, very spacious, and they drive well. They good on gas. Great cars, great cars, and I wouldn't mind. I don't mind driving them when
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, Ford Edge. I it's not a car that I'm normally in. I don't think I've ever been in a Ford Edge, but they seem like reasonable vehicles.
Yeah.
Well,
It'll
mostly
work.
all these cars are going to be mostly the same.
Yep, exactly. Because sometimes I'm looking at them like, hey, is that? Oh, that's a Toyota. I thought that was. They all started looking alike to me.
Yeah. Yes,
I think
exactly.
I look at the Volvo SUV. I'm like, hey, that looks like the BMW.
Well,
or
like
the
Volvo
Mercedes.
makes Porsche and makes Audi, so all those three look exactly alike. Oh no, I mean
Oh, okay.
Volkswagen also makes Porsche and makes Audi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Germans.
Right.
That's what they got up
Well, I
on.
have to
Yeah.
wake up really early tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah,
What are
me
you up
too.
to tomorrow?
I'm going to go. I'm getting my hair done. Yeah, I'm giving up on this. I had went through some hair crisis, right? I've been natural for many, many years. And so I went to these Dominicans to get this Dominican blowout on my natural fro.
Yeah,
And
I do that all the
yeah, so anyway, they burned all my hair out. Well, not all of it, they burned out a great amount. And I was in a panic, right? So I was, I took the scissors and I was trying to cut it
all
out to
the
get
damage.
back to my curls. And so anyway, I just did a hack job on my hair. So I we got this put on there. And now I'm like flipping out because I can't take it. I'm like, I want this thing off. Like
I know. Like I was thinking because I've been thinking like what to do with my hair over the winter, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should get a sew-in or something. Because even though my hair is natural, I've been wearing it straight more. Like I've been getting it blown out all the time.
Yeah. Okay, that's what happened. Now my coils are gone.
I
So
haven't
I'm like,
even
I
tried
have
to
to
get
do a
mine.
big
I
crop.
haven't checked to see if mine are back or gone. I mean, I like to think that there's not been any heat damage, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I saw the heat damage on mine. Like I went like the first time I had never saw my hair that straight before, and it was like I was like, oh, look at this me. I was feeling like, oh, they did say we had Indian in our family. So I'm walking around and I just couldn't go back to the fro, right? So I went back and I let them, zap me up again. And I
No.
knew that I shouldn't have went back. Like I should have just went that one time and just been happy with that. But I couldn't see, I felt like I had this image. I had to let the people see me with this straight hair. So all that to say is that anyway, so when I saw how damaged it was, I should have went to a hairdresser to, get it cut. I went in there with the scissors on my own and I'm cutting and hacking away at it and parts of some of, it was a complete mess. So I was, and I was like, I didn't need this to be messing me up in my head about my hair. You know how
Right, exactly.
going through losing your hair. Oh my goodness. I was like, so I went to get this to put in there. And like the first day or so, I was like, oh, yeah. But now whenever I see it on me, I'm like,
I know. I cut my hair once in a YouTube video, and my hair was so crazy looking. It was all uneven. Especially had it curly too. It was like, oh, here's a curly haircut tutorial. But I'm going to bed because guess what I'm doing tomorrow?
Okay, what you doing?
I am joining this friend that I met who is. They have a winery. We're gonna go. And I'm going to apprentice with him tomorrow. So I get to first in the morning. He's picking me up at 6 a.m. I'm going to go pick the grapes. I'm going to bring it back to the
Wow. Okay.
And he's like, it's going to be like a 15-hour day. But he gives me bread lunch. So I'm excited. I'm going to try to get some sleep. And I'm hopeful that like after all this talk about Turo, like something will like hit me in the head and just like not hit me in the head, but And it's gonna be like, Danielle, this is the car that you want. Because at first I thought I really wanted the Lexus NX 350. Like, that's a car that I can drive and it's fun and it's a hybrid and it's an upgrade from the car that I have now. Like it's got the same Toyota reliability. Yeah. I was talking to people about it and they're like, oh, nobody's gonna want to rent that car, at least not for what you would need to rent it for in order to, pay all your payments next year, earn money. And that person,
remember we saw that a $70, even $40 a day would make the payment, So
yeah, that's true. And this person only does like Subaru Crosstreks for $65. That's like their whole thing. They have like 5 of them, all the same car.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I don't want to get a car that I'm going to be like underwater in just because I like it. So then I started looking for other cars and I landed on the Volkswagen Taos and I liked it, but it's not a hybrid and it's not electric in any way. And I try to, so it's been really challenging for me to get a car that's reliable, that's desirable, that is somewhat eco-friendly. Yeah. Like those are my 3, and that's affordable. That the finances make sense. And so I've been really like challenged by that. I wish there was like an easy equation. And I know it's not a perfect science because none of us can anticipate if there really is a recession, maybe people just aren't renting cars like that anymore. You know what I mean? So it's hard.
Yeah, I don't see the business slowing down. The only thing I think that you can probably get into trouble with is purchasing the wrong car.
I know. This is the biggest decision, is the right car.
It is a big decision. So make sure you're getting that research out. And like I said, keep an eye on the competition, see what's out there. And, whatever you can do to come in somewhat, different, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah, think about it over that glass of wine.
I know, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to keep up this commitment of Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for these lives and stuff. So if you think of any questions between now and Monday, just jot them down and then come back and put it out there and stuff.
I will do, because I have my 4 criteria: affordability, desirability, reliability, and being eco-friendly.
Okay.
So now that I'm clear on that, at least hopefully that gets me closer.
That's true. Step 1.
At least now I have it in writing because it was in my head. Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Peace. All right. So I guess it was just probably me and her. I see a couple of numbers out there. But if y'all don't have any other questions, I want to say that I did hit everything on this here list. I shot it out. I've done some things and all that good stuff. But I don't know if I showed y'all my analytics for this money here. Or that ain't me. Or did I? But anyway, so I'm just excited because I'm keeping up this here obligations, and when y'all see me on Monday, things will be a lot nicer, and I'm gonna have the rest of this stuff all set up and all that good stuff. Like y'all see the lighting, it's really nice up in here, and the microphone, all that good stuff. I do have another microphone, just it was a little bit needed some other options and things like that to get put in there. But thank you guys so much for sticking with me to the end and all that good stuff and listen to our conversation. And I will see y'all in another video on Monday. And peace and love. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. Bye.